Hey guys, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel. And he lived with monster and god. If you enjoy then please like, share and do comments. It was a beautiful day at 9:56 a.m. Konoha and most people were enjoying their day since it was October 10th. Many people were hunting the poor 5-year-old Naruto Uzumaki. Now Naruto Uzumaki is standing at 4 feet 2 inches with sun-kissed blonde hair. He has deep cerulean blue eyes and skin that seems to tan itself. At this very moment he was avoiding all of the angry villagers he could by sticking close to alleyways where he had memories of mobs catching him and beating him, but it was his best chance. He realized that he knows the forest pretty well and should make a break for the surrounding forests. Man, I knew it was my birthday and something always bad happens on my birthday. Why couldn't I have just stayed somewhere less populated? Naruto thought to himself. If only Gigi were here, I wouldn't have been kicked out of the orphanage randomly at night. I would have some food right now instead of not eating for days. I hope Gigi gets back soon. God, I'm such an idiot. I should never even be in the village on my birthday. While Naruto was continuously scolding himself for his dumb move, he saw an opening between a group of people searching for him. Naruto took off at a sprint. He was fast from all the running he had to do to get away from the villagers. He could keep going usually, but he knew he hadn't eaten in a while and that would slow him down considerably. Yes, got through. Come on, 5 more seconds. 5.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. Yes, I can do it. So close. Just then though he heard the worst thing of the morning. Hey, it's the demon brat. Let's finish what the Yondaime started. Naruto paled and immediately went cold. He knew if they caught him he was going to get hurt or worse, so he did what he did best. He ran and pushed himself to his best speed even with no food. No civilian could catch him at this speed. As Naruto ran he screamed out, "Mister! Leave me alone please." With tears flowing down his face, he never understood why everybody hated him. What had he done to deserve this? As he entered the forest at a speed unmatched by anyone around him, or so he thought, there were Anbu around who hated the so-called demon and chased after him hoping to lead the group to him or kill him themselves. After around 20 minutes of running, Naruto stopped and started panting. Man, if I just had some food in me I could keep going, but I am so hungry, Naruto thought to himself. The last time he had eaten was a week ago from Ayame. She found him on the streets crying and having a confused look on his face. Ayame took him and got him, and after all the times he and his Gigi went there they became good friends, and Ayame couldn't let her friend be like that living on the streets, so she let him crash in the stand for the night since he was just pushed out of the orphanage because right now Gigi was at some diplomatic meeting with the Sand Village. He was starving and out of breath, but at least he got away. Just then a kunai whipped past his face and embedding itself in the tree he was standing next to. Naruto then heard, "Hey look boys, the demon is having some trouble breathing. How about we help him by putting him to rest permanently?" Exclaimed an Anbu that Naruto knew his Gigi sent to protect him, while a crowd of civilians and a couple more Anbu paid also ordered to protect him by his Gigi, but didn't for reasons Naruto didn't know. Meanwhile at the Hokage Tower, 5 minutes before being cornered by ninjas and villagers, a relaxed sigh went throughout the Hokage office. God, it is so good to get out of the Sand Village and that council meeting I just had. After sitting in his chair he realized it's Naruto-kun's birthday. I wonder how he is, exclaimed Sarutobi to himself. I think I'll check on him. I'm glad I have a tracking jutsu I made just for him that locks his chakra signature. Sarutobi took out his crystal ball and cast the jutsu. What he saw frightened him to no end, but at the same time infuriated him at the idiots that inhabited the village. Just as he was about to try and find Naruto he saw Shinobi in the crowd. Anbu, Shinobi, he got to protect Naruto. Seeing Anbu in the crowd doing nothing but stand and watch rose his anger to a whole new level as he said, killing intent, "Ki, off around the village." Sarutobi took off sprinting out of the Hokage office after recognizing where Naruto was in the forest. Sarutobi was praying he could make it in time. "Please Kami, allow me to make it in time to Naruto. I won't forgive myself for going to the Sand Village and then the council without looking for him first." Sarutobi started thinking as he headed towards Naruto and starting thinking the council meeting today discussed nothing important. He then realized they just wanted Naruto alone so they could kill him since I came back to the village earlier than expected. The killing of my adopted grandson was not going to happen. If I had anything to say about it, I swear if Naruto is hurt I am going to kill every last villager that is in that mob without any remorse. I will not allow this happen to Naruto. I loved him as if he is my own. This can't happen, this won't happen, Sarutobi thought to himself, trying to put some confidence in his thoughts. Back with Naruto. After being confronted by the villagers and the Anbu. Please, what did I do to you guys? Why do you hurt me? What have I done? What have I done? Naruto yelled while sobbing and slowly sliding on the tree behind him to the ground. You fucking demon. How dare you claim you don't know why we're going to kill you? You took away so many of our family members, our loved ones, away, friends, brothers, sisters, moms, dads. So now we're going to kill you in the wishes of the fourth Hokage. What are you talking about? I have never killed anybody in my life, honest, I swear. Why do you hate me all so much? Why am I called a demon? I just don't get it. Why do you want me dead? Why? 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 Naruto asked the crowd, trying to figure anything out before he was beaten or maimed, just like all the other times he got cornered. Naruto had kept talking without realizing that an Anbu was raising 4 kunai and threw them all as one. All the kunai pierced Naruto, one in his right shoulder, one lodged itself in his forearm, in his shin, and finally his stomach, causing him to scream in agony while all the villagers glared at him with satisfaction on their faces. I can't wait to hear more of that. There is plenty more pain. Where that came from, said an Anbu with a serious tone. As Naruto withered on the ground in agony, he heard a voice in his head, one that was crying, a sobbing, a voice saying, I'm so sorry I have to do this. It will hurt but will make you live. I'll explain everything in a little bit, Naruto-kun. With that he nodded and thought, okay, to the voice in his head. Naruto immediately felt the pain and let out a blood-curdling scream. It's okay, Naruto-kun, please just deal for a few more seconds, my Yuki will deal with them. Naruto thought okay and lasted for a little while more. Red chakra enveloped him, sending the kunai out, killing 4 civilians while the chakra sped up his fast regeneration ability, instantly healing his wounds. The chakra just continued to expand and exploded in a 20 yards radius, killing everybody on impact, body parts sent flying, while Naruto's red chakra receded and ended up with him falling unconscious. Sarutobi sat there stunned, not knowing what to do for a couple of seconds. Thinking about what just happened, he then raced, picked up Naruto's limp form and shunshined into the hospital, all the while screaming, "Get me help now!" Sarutobi commanded. Doctors came rushing out looking to see what's the problem, while one asked, Hokage-sama, are you alright? Why do you have the demon? With that the Hokage went off. If you ever call him a demon again, I'll fucking kill you and anybody else to call him a demon. Pushing so much ki into it that it led to some of the doctors to faint. Sarutobi screamed for his elite guard that stayed with him. The Anbu immediately showed themselves while Sarutobi told the Anbu, go get Kakashi Hitaki and Itachi Uchiha, tell them their little brother is hurt, tell them to meet me in room 154 new WWW. The stunned Anbu stood there, not thinking their Hokage could be so demanding. This just pissed Sarutobi off more. If you don't move your asses right now, you'll be with Guy for the next 3 months listening to his youth speeches. Do I make myself clear? Asked the infuriated Hokage. The Anbu shook with fear, thinking about listening to Guy should about youthfulness. They shunshined right out of the hospital looking for the lazy one-eyed ninja. While Sarutobi went to room 154 and set Naruto into the room's bed while he sat down and pulled the chair close enough to be almost on the bed itself. After Sarutobi got situated, he started to cry. If only I could tell everybody who Naruto's father was, nobody would want to mess with him besides Iwa, and we have enough protection for him. But I can't break that promise I made to Minato. I can't. He trusted me with a secret and I shall not break it, Sarutobi thought as he was crying, looking at the dirty, skinny Naruto who had almost died if it weren't for the Kyuubi. None of this would have happened if I didn't go to that damned council meeting. I'm so sorry, Naruto, I'm so sorry. With that the Hokage heightened his senses to his max, thinking that if anybody tried to kill Naruto while he slept, there would be absolute hell to pay. Nobody is going to lay a finger on my grandson, was the last thought that went through Sarutobi's mind as he fell asleep. Right after Naruto passed out from pain and exhaustion, Naruto awoke in a dark, dank sewer, feeling afraid but not knowing what to do. Naruto felt like he was being pulled in a direction, so he figured, why not? I wonder where I am, a confused Naruto said aloud. After a few minutes of walking, he found a huge jail cell with a piece of paper that had the kanji for seal on it. He wasn't disturbed at all, but quite the opposite. He was curious because he heard crying, and Naruto, being a decent person even after the treatment he got from everybody besides his Jiji and the people, he thought of his older brothers Kakashi and Itachi. Naruto decided to walk in the jail cell and comfort the person crying. He passed through the bars and looking around to see who was crying. What he saw shocked him. It was a woman on the ground, a beautiful woman to be precise. She looked to be in her mid-teens, around 16 or so. She had long red hair that looked smooth and silk-like that fell to her waist. She was slim and curvy in all the right places, with beautiful fair skin. She was 5'7" or so with around D's. He would guess spending so much time hanging out with Kakashi and Itachi changed him a little. Being able to appreciate a woman was drilled into his being after being with the two of them for more than an hour, even if he was only 5 years old. The thing that enticed him the most was the amazing glow about her, which wanted him to go up to her and comfort her with hesitation, so he did. Hello miss, can I help? Why are you crying? Naruto asked while staring at the teenager in front of him. Kyuubi turned, her eyes widened to unimaginable proportions. Oh my Naruto-kun, I can't believe you're here already. I figured your body would want to rest first, she exclaimed as she ran over to Naruto and hugged him fiercely. Naruto stuttered and blushed to a ridiculous shade as he started to hug her back, confused at what just happened. When Naruto hugged her back, she started to cry again. I'm so sorry Naruto-kun, I'm so sorry, she whispered. You're the one I heard in my head before I fell unconscious. Why could I hear you? Why are you sorry? I don't know you, how could you do anything to me? Anybody who is as pretty as you can't be bad or mean. Also miss, where are we? Okay, first Naruto-kun, I'll answer those in order. First, we are in your mindscape, so to put it simply, we are in your mind. As for your second question, do you remember hearing anything about the Kyuubi attacking the village 5 years ago? Asked Kyuubi. Why of course I do miss. Our fourth Hokage killed it, Naruto stated with confidence. Kyuubi smiled. Good Naruto-kun, but you're wrong, or you were told wrong. First off, let me tell you, I'm the Kyuubi no Kitsune, and as you can see I'm not dead. But I was sealed in a new baby 5 years ago on this very day. Do you know who that baby was? Kyuubi asked. Naruto looked at Kyuubi and after a while of thinking put the pieces together. Why everybody hated him. Why they told him he killed their loved ones, it all made sense to him now, well, most of it anyway. A petrified Naruto whimpered out, while starting to sob. Kyuubi gave a sad smile while hugging Naruto tighter and nodded. I'm sorry Naruto-kun, I can tell you I didn't mean attack the villager. I was forced to attack the village by a man with the red eyes. I don't even remember most of it. I was extracted from your mother after her giving birth to you. The reason why that is because when a female Jinchuriki or a woman with a demon sealed in her, when she gives birth, the seal is weakened where it is very possible for the demon to leave or be extracted from the container Bakawe. Of this the man had no easier chance to extract me than at the moment. So all I remember is being extracted, seeing red eyes, being in the village on a rampage, then ending up her, Kyuubi stated with sadness. Naruto looked up at Kyuubi and said, it's not your fault if you were forced to. I forgive you, Naruto told her with a happy smile. This just got Kyuubi excited and she smiled at him while bending down and kissing Naruto on the cheek. Thank you so much Naruto-kun, I am so thankful to you for forgiving me. I thought you would hate me, Kyuubi told him. While Naruto blushed at the nickname and clutched his cheek, blushing even further. Well, you're welcome, but can I ask you something? Q-chan, you said that you were sealed in my mother, Naruto asked. Were you two friends? Can you tell me about her? What did she look like? Was she pretty? Was she a ninja? Kyuubi blushed at her nickname while nodding. Yes, your mother and I became very good friends. Thank you for the nickname also Naruto-kun. But my name isn't Kyuubi, it is actually Kiome, meaning pure beauty. Kyuubi is a title, it is not my name. Naruto smiled and said, okay Ki-chan, anything else to tell me? Ki-chan. Kiome smiled, blushed deeply from the nickname one again but nodded yes. Your mother's name was Kushina, she was very beautiful. She was one of the best ninja that has ever been in Konoha. I don't know anything about your father, I am very sorry, I wish I could be of more help, Kiome said sadly. All Naruto did was smile and laugh. Ki-chan, you just told me about my mother, her name, and that she was a great ninja, how can I even be sad? Naruto said energetically. Kiome smiled and nodded. Thank you Naruto-kun, and I know this is less relevant than your mother, but I have to apologize again. I had to force my chakra into you while it helped your already amazingly fast regeneration, so you are all healed, but your body, since this is the first time getting chakra from me, though is completely exhausted, but it did save your life Naruto-kun, Kiome said happily. Her emotions turned and Kiome then once again started to cry. I'm very sorry for ruining your family, though I understand if you hate me, Kiyomi stated with depression and started to shake and cry even louder. However, she gasped when she felt Naruto squeeze harder, surprising her while. Naruto said, "I could never hate my newest and only best friend," Naruto told Kiyomi with a bright smile. "You are my friend, right, Ki-chan?" Naruto asked fearfully, making Kiyomi blush and frown. "Of course I'm your best friend, Naruto-kun," Kiyomi told Naruto. Making Naruto blush wildly, "Hey Ki-chan, can you bend down, I want to do something." "Sure Naruto-kun," Kiyomi said while bending down. While Naruto summoned enough strength to kiss Kushina on the cheek, it was quick kiss, but the hug got even tighter. Naruto stammered out, "Don't hit me please. I just want to say thank you for everything you told me and everything that you have done for me." Kiyomi smiled and clutched her cheek while blushing but kissed his cheek back, making him blush, while Kiyomi stated, "I'm thanking you for accepting me also, and I could never hurt my Naruto-kun." Making Naruto blush even more while clutching his own cheek again. Kiyomi in her thoughts, "Why am I blushing so much?" While she thought she remembered. "Oh yes Naruto, I want to tell you, you might have 3 dojutsus." Naruto grinned so widely it might have split his face, but then jumped around and realizing he was still hugging Ki-chan, Naruto released his hold and stepped back, rubbing the back of his head. "What are they, Ki-chan?" While his blush put Hinata Hyuga's to shame because he realized how long they were hugging. Kushina smiled at how happy he was but missed his warmth. "Well, firstly, you might have one from your family since you regenerate so quickly and never seem to get sick. Secondly, you will either get a dojutsu from me being sealed in you or a strong elemental affinity. And the third I'll let you decide, but for now Naruto-kun, I'll see you later, you need to get some rest Naruto-kun," Kiyomi stated while looking directly at Naruto, daring him to argue. Naruto huffed and said, "Fine," he sighed right afterwards but understood why he needed to rest. Kiyomi saw this and said, "Hey, I'm going to personally create a dojutsu just for you." "Don't be giving me a sigh," Kiyomi said while sporting a huge smile. Naruto looked shocked. He yelled out, "Wait, just for me? You're creating a dojutsu just for me? Yippee." After calming down after a minute or two, he told Kiyomi, "I thought you would just give me one that existed. Not one that not a single person has ever seen. It's going to be so original and powerful. Yes, I'm gonna be awesome," he exclaimed. Kiyomi chuckled and said, "All right my Naruto-kun, you need close your eyes so you can sleep and rest. I am sure you'll be up in a few hours, time will fly by, don't you worry," Kiyomi being amused by Naruto's antics. Naruto blushed after hearing her saying my Naruto-kun but whispered because he was afraid of the answer, "Will I talk to you soon? Promise me you will or I'm not leaving, I don't want to lose my only friend." Kiyomi was touched. "Yes Naruto-kun, I'll talk to right when you wake or after you get done talking to your Gigi, just think in your mind and I'll respond when you want to talk, okay," Kiyomi told him. "Now that we established a connection we can talk whenever Naruto-kun, but for now just close your eyes and you leave your mindscape," she continued to explain. Naruto jumped for joy again and after a couple minutes calmed down and finally said his goodbyes to Kiyomi. "Bye Ki-chan, see ya soon." With that he closed his eyes and then faded out of his mindscape. When Naruto faded out of the mindscape, Kiyomi was happy but sad. "I'm glad we're friends but sad that we can't hug or talk in real life UGHHH," she huffed annoyed. "I can't believe he took that so well that he has a demon inside of him, and why was he blushing so much? More importantly, why was I blushing so much? I wonder if anything would happen later between us. He is kinda cute even if he is 5, thought Kiyomi thinking about her container. After a few moments of thinking about Naruto she stopped and said loudly, "Wow, what a day, but I loved it, besides him almost dying and me being forced to use my chakra so he wouldn't, but who am I to complain?" The next morning, after Naruto was cornered and Kiyomi's chakra was used and having a conversation with Kiyomi. Flashback to 2 hours before Naruto awoke while Itachi and Kakashi just arrived in the room. Sarutobi sat with Itachi and Kakashi. "Itachi, you are not longer going to kill your clan. We changed the date to tomorrow with your little brother and your mother being spared since you told us that neither know anything of the mutiny the Uchiha clan is preparing," Sarutobi finished. Itachi sat there confused but relieved. "Hokage-sama, why am I not going to kill my clan anymore? What could possibly be more important than seeing to the town's safety?" asked Itachi. "Well, first Itachi, your adopted little brother is more important. I want you and Kakashi to go on a 6-year training trip with him. I want him to be at least low-level Jonin when he comes back," Sarutobi told Kakashi and Itachi. Kakashi, who knew about Itachi's job since they were almost like brothers themselves, just nodded and told Hokage that he would train him the best he could. While Itachi nodded also, "Hokage-sama, I will do as you asked. As you know, I love Naruto as my little brother, but I would like it if my mother and my little brother stay at your clan compound until we return. Would that be alright?" asked Itachi. Sarutobi smiled. "Itachi, you have my word now. Then you both will leave tomorrow after we get Naruto ninja gear." With that, they waited for Naruto to wake up. Present time, Naruto just woke up. Naruto slowly opened his eyes, rubbing the sleep from them. As he got looked around, he was shocked. Sure, he had woken up to his Gigi in the hospital room, but here in the room was his Gigi, Kakashi, and Itachi. Naruto saw all of them asleep but couldn't help himself. "Gigi, Kakashi Nichan, Itachi Nichan," Naruto yelled to his older brothers and grandfather. Sarutobi, Kakashi, and Itachi all woke up and stared at the blonde. All with big smiles on their faces, happy to see a precious one awake and not hurt from what it seems like. Sarutobi was first to speak. "Naruto, my boy, it's so great you're up and so early too. Tell me, do you remember anything?" Sarutobi said, but was thinking of how to explain all of this to him if he met the demon already and at such a young age. Naruto thought for a moment and then decided to try and talk to Kiyomi. "Ki-chan, are you up?" Naruto thought to himself. "Naru-kun, yes, I'm up and I am glad that you're feeling better. Oh, and not to be weird or anything, but your seal allows me to feel everything you do. Also, I have access to your emotions," explained Kiyomi. "Wow, cool, Ki-chan. So should I tell Gigi, Kakashi Nichan and Itachi Nichan?" asked Naruto. After a moment of thinking, Kiyomi replied, "Yes, Naru-kun, I think you should. You trust them, and if you trust them, I'll trust them," she replied. Naruto nodded and told her, "Okay, Ki-chan, and if we could talk about something later, I would happy if you would spare some time." "Sure, no problem, Naru-kun," Kiyomi said, cutting the connection off for the moment. Naruto got out of his thought and nodded. "Yes, Gigi, Kiyomi explained a lot to me. Oh, Kyuubi's name is Kiyomi and it is a she. Just to tell you, she is also very pretty," Naruto said seriously. Kiyomi, who hadn't cut the connection yet, couldn't help but blush. "Ghh, why am I blushing so much? Come on, he's 5 years old," thought a confused Kiyomi. Gigi, Itachi, and Kakashi had no idea how to respond. They all sat there until Itachi decided to speak. "Well, can you tell us what she told you? I mean, we should verify that what she told you is true," Itachi said. Sarutobi and Kakashi both nodded and waited for Naruto to speak. Naruto replied, "Well, okay, she told me she trusts you guys. If I trust you, so here it is. Ki-chan told me about my mother, how my mom was one of the best ninjas ever seen in Konoha, and about how I am the container for her, which is why everybody hates me. Ki-chan also told me that it wasn't her fault for attacking the town. She told me that she was actually good friends with my Ka-san, and that after I was born the seal that contained her weakened and had allowed a man with red eyes to forcibly extract her from my mother and then used something to control her. All she remember is seeing red eyes being in the village, then being in me," finished Naruto. Itachi, Kakashi and Sarutobi were all stunned. Why would the demon tell him so much and be so truthful? They all thought as one. After that moment of shock, Sarutobi spoke up. "So Naruto, now you know the truth. I am sorry we had to hold this information from you, but I am glad. It seems you made a very good friend with Kiyomi," Sarutobi replied with a grin. "Also, I would like to inform you we have a document that tells you about who your father is and why you were chosen to get Kiyomi sealed within you, but I promised your father that I wouldn't give it to you until you were 16 or Chunin," finished Sarutobi. "Which brings me to my next question, Naruto-kun, would you like to be a ninja for the village hidden in the leaves?" asked a hopeful Sarutobi. What he got didn't disappoint. "Are you joking? Of course I would love to be a ninja. I want to get stronger to protect my loved ones, Itachi Nichan, Kakashi Nichan and Ujiji, also Ki-chan I want to protect until I die," Naruto said with conviction, then continued. "Even if you're all really strong already, I want to be able to help protect you guys. I want to be the strongest shinobi in the world and be Hokage of this village. Old man, I am coming for that hat, just you wait and see." Naruto finally ended, smiling with a huge grin planted no his face. "Oh Naru-kun, I am glad. I'll help with your training. I'll help you become the strongest shinobi this world has ever seen," said an ecstatic Kiyomi in Naruto's mind. "Good, Ki-chan, because that's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. I gotta finish talking to Gigi, Kakashi Nichan and Itachi Nichan. I tell them that you want to help me train by," Naruto replied. Sarutobi along with Itachi and Kakashi couldn't help but smile and laugh at the eagerness that their little brother and grandson held within him. Sarutobi said, "Good, now that we know what you want, I want you to be training with Kakashi and Itachi since you already have close bonds and they are the strongest Jonin we have at this moment. You will leave tomorrow." Itachi smiled and continued, "It would be an honor to help my Oto-Oto." While Kakashi spoke, "Yes, we both would love to help you achieve that goal. We love our Oto-Oto and will do anything to help him achieve his goal," Kakashi said while giving his famous eye smile. Naruto was so happy but scared he but remembered something. "Hey, why'd I have to leave for 6 years? I mean, I don't have anything to leave behind, but I am just curious. Also guys, could Ki-chan help me with training? She told me that she would train me to help me become the strongest shinobi this world knows, so would you guys mind?" Naruto said, worried. Sarutobi looked at Naruto and spoke, "Well, you know what? It seems that Kyome really does want to help and she cares about you, so I wouldn't have a problem with the most powerful Biju helping train my grandson, and for you leaving for 6 years we want you to be able to train without interruption from the outside world," Sarutobi told Naruto with a smile. Naruto nodded and accepted the answer. Itachi and Kakashi answered as one. "We don't have any problem with it either." Then Kakashi continued, "Although are you sure you will be able to keep up with everything that we teach you and then train with Kyome? We will train you till you drop from exhaustion no matter how long it take for the first couple of months," said Kakashi. Naruto heard Ki-chan talk to him again. "Don't worry Naru-kun, 6 years will go by like that. Also I have figured out a way to train you in everything I can. After they train you then you go through my training. When you're done with I'll train you in your mindscape. Basically I'll train while you sleep with a jutsu called Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. You will excel rapidly. It allows everything the clone experiences to transfer back to the user, although time in mindscape is faster than outside time by something around 2 hours. Naruto, you will training 3 times a day, so you will be absolutely exhausted, and while I want you to get strong while I train you in your mind," Kyome told Naruto. Naruto nodded and explained it to Jiji, Itachi, and Kakashi. "Ki-chan basically told me she's going to make me train with her after training with you guys and then train me in my mindscape, although time apparently passes by faster. I'll be training in my mindscape with something called Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, so could you guys teach me that please? All I need is one for right now. I know it's a clone jutsu. Come on guys, help me," stated Naruto. Sarutobi, Itachi and Kakashi all nodded and smiled. Sarutobi said, "Good, I am glad you have a slave driver you won't be able to shake." Sarutobi laughed and then continued, "Alright, you can be trained in Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, but know that that jutsu is our village's secret and you cannot teach anybody it without permission from me. Only Jonin of the village, and I know that." "Okay," Sarutobi finished. "Alright," Naruto exclaimed happily. Then he thought about something. "Hey guys, I don't have any ninja gear, a place to live or food, so could it be possible one of you or all of you to go shopping for ninja gear with me and I sleep over at somebody's house? Come on, I haven't eaten in days since just after Gigi left," Naruto told them. Sarutobi was angry. "What do you mean you haven't eaten since a day after I left? Also, what about you not having a place to live? As for the ninja gear, I'll buy you it, get whatever you like. I have enough money to spare for my favorite grandson," he said with a smile. Naruto looked down at his bed when he started to talk. "Gigi, I was kicked out of the orphanage right after you left. It doesn't matter though, they would lock me in a cellar and not allow me to play with anybody anyways. My friend Ayame fed me ramen at Ichiraku's ramen stand the night I got kicked out. I slept there for a day then left not to be a burden." Naruto started to cry then stopped and looked at Sarutobi. "Please don't hurt the orphanage people, they're just scared. Please don't, I want anybody to get hurt," Naruto told Sarutobi. Sarutobi nodded and talked. "Naruto, I promise I won't hurt anybody, and as for living arrangements," Kakashi butted in, "you can sleep at my house until we leave Oto-Oto," Kakashi said with an eye smile. Naruto got out of bed and rushed Kakashi. "Thank you so much Kakashi Nichan, and you too Itachi Nichan," as he hugged his other brother, then finally went to Sarutobi and, "Gigi, thank you so much for finding me in the forest," he said hugging Sarutobi. Sarutobi just smiled and told him no problem, while Itachi and Kakashi also told him no problem. "As of right now though, we got to go get you some ninja gear, so come on," Sarutobi said. Naruto asked Kakashi and Itachi if they would come with, to which both replied with yes, which just made Naruto happier. "Alright, let's go." Naruto, Sarutobi, Kakashi, and Itachi all went to the front desk. Naruto got signed out and the doctors were severely pissed off for not being able to kill the demon brat but couldn't do anything with the company of their Hokage, and the two strongest jonin in the village, so they let him go. Naruto and his group walked in silence until he asked Sarutobi what store they were going to, since most stores didn't allow him to buy anything or overpriced him. Gigi asked Naruto-kun, "Why didn't you tell me? And we're going to an old friend of mine by the name of Sakio. He is a friend of mine and of your dad's. He admired your father. He also was my comrade in the Second Great Shinobi War. He now owns the best ninja shop in town," replied Gigi with a smile. Naruto lighted up at this and told everybody to hurry up, he wanted to get there soon. The group laughed as they entered the shop a couple of minutes later. The shop was Sakio's weapon shop. It was huge with racks of weapon scrolls clothes going all throughout the store. Naruto walked up with his group to the cash register where Gigi introduced Naruto. "Hello Sakio-san, I want you to meet Naruto Uzumaki. He is wanting to be a ninja and is needing the equipment to become one," Sarutobi told one of his oldest friends. Sakio simply smiled and waved. "Hello Sarutobi-san, and hello Itachi-san, Kakashi-san, and finally it's quite nice to meet you Naruto Uzumaki. Your father as well as your mother and I were good friends, and since I haven't seen the child I was supposed to be an uncle to for 5 years now, whatever you get today will be free. As well as when you buy items here they will discounted by half off. That sound fair?" Sakio said with a smile. "Wow, thank you so much Sakio-san, you have no idea what that means to me, but if you don't mind I'll be picking out what I need. Thank you so much again Sakio-san," Naruto told the old man. Naruto left the cash register and went to grab cloths. First he looked around and saw an orange jumpsuit and thought to himself, what kind of idiot would want a bright orange jumpsuit? You would be telling everybody, hey come here, use me as target practice. He then went through the shirts. He picked out 2 shirts. One was pure black with a red swirl on the shoulder diagonally cutting across his shoulder with the same on the back of the shirt. The other one was red with a black swirl leading from both shoulder intersecting themselves at his chest. Naruto grabbed 5 of each pair, then went to the pants while he called out to Sakio, "Hey Sakio-san, can you get me 10 pairs of socks with boots that go to the ankle with metal going along the front of the boot so it gives my feet some protection along with some more force when kicking my opponent." "Coming right up Naruto," Sakio told him as he stopped conversing with Sarutobi, Itachi, and Kakashi and left looking for what he requested in the back. Naruto then searched through the pants. He found pants, 2 types of pants he liked. He grabbed 5 pairs of black pants with red swirls leading from his knees and ankles upwards along the sides of his pants. Then he grabbed 5 pairs of dark blue pants with black swirls with the same design as the other pants. He then called out to Sakio again. "Hey Sakio-san, sorry to bother you again, but could you get me a gray coat that goes down to my knees with dark gray flames at the bottom with flames flickering up to my chest on the coat?" "Actually Naruto, we have one of those and it has a special seal on it that resizes it while you grow, so would you that?" Sakio asked. Naruto's face lighted up again, exclaiming how he would love it as his group, and Sakio chuckled at his antics. "Very well Naruto, be right back again," Sakio said as he left. With that, Naruto to grab everything he needed but didn't know what he needed, so he asked Kiyomi. "Hey Ki-chan, what should I get?" Naruto said in his mind. "Well Naru-kun, I would get around 350 kunai, 300 shuriken, then get 30 or so smoke bombs, with some explosive tags as well. Then get some sealing scrolls, I'll teach you how to use those later. Then I was thinking you should grab a sword, I'll teach you kenjutsu, alright Naru-kun?" Kiyomi asked. Naruto thanked Kiyomi. "Thanks so much Ki-chan, and I would love to learn kenjutsu." He then went and looked around the store for the supplies that he needed. He got all of his supplies but was not sure what to get next, what kind of sword, so he decided to ask Kiyomi again. "Hey Ki-chan, what kind of sword should I get?" Naruto asked in his mind again. "Well, firstly, it doesn't matter, as the type of kenjutsu I am going to be teaching doesn't really matter as long as it's light enough to make swift movements and blocks while moving quickly, so I would think a katana would be the best choice. It has a decent reach, it's quite light compared to other swords, and its strength is something that is amazing as well. Naru-kun, I kinda forgot to mention this, but I can kinda feel auras around people and items to sense if they're demonic, normal, murderous or anything like that, and I sense a katana that has an aura of power around it, and it seems that it is calling to you. I am not exactly sure why, but I think you should get it," Kiyomi told Naruto. Thank you Ki-chan. I'll get the sword. The sword you mentioned. Ki-chan, what exactly does the sword look like? Kiyomi laughed. Oh right, I am sorry Naru-kun, you can't very well get a sword that you don't have a description of. Okay, firstly the sword that I sense is to your left. It has a white tarnished sheath with what looks like fire sprouting up the end of it. The handle is a dark red with white circling around it. Naruto noticed the sword went to the cash register while dropping everything he had in his arms on the stand. Naruto then went to the wall where the sword was. Naruto grabbed the sword and admired the piece of beautiful craftsmanship. He took the sword out of the sheath and looked at the blade. It was glowing white and red, which Naruto found odd but continued to admire the beautiful blade. The blade itself was a dark red with white lines going diagonally across to the tip. He noticed how light it felt and how long it was. He instantly fell in love with the sword. Naruto then went back up to the cash register in the group. Well Naruto, you certainly have an eye for swords, as that sword you have is very special. It was forged by a master smith that was known to produce some of the most powerful swords in the shinobi world. I don't know much about it, expect it is light, powerful and enchants certain chakra if it decides you're worthy, and apparently the sword has chosen you because I couldn't open it myself. Why don't you try Sarutobi-san? Sakio said with a smile. Sarutobi agreed and asked Naruto. Naruto-kun, would you mind if I tried to get the blade out of its sheath? Asked Sarutobi. No Gigi, I don't mind at all, instantly replied Naruto. Sarutobi took the sword and tried to unsheath it. Surprisingly, the sword wouldn't budge, it just stayed in its sheath no matter how hard Sarutobi pulled. Well Naruto, it seems that you were chosen by this blade. I can't even open it, said Sarutobi as he handed the sword back to Naruto. Naruto smiled and told everybody he would train with this sword and become a Kenjutsu legend. The group and Sakio smiled at him. Sakio told Naruto, Naruto, you should get going. From what I hear you have a long trip ahead of you with Kakashi and Itachi here, Sakio said. Well okay Sakio-san, I'll talk to you when I get back. Thank you again for everything that you gave me. Bye, Naruto said while starting to leave the building with his group. After 10 or so minutes they made their way to Kakashi's house as it was already nearing 10 p.m. Well Naruto, I'll see you tomorrow, stated Itachi with a smile as he waved goodbye and made his way home. Sarutobi told Naruto, get a good night's rest and be ready for training because Itachi and Kakashi are very much slave drivers, and also I'll be at the gates waiting for you to say goodbye. I'll give Kakashi the scroll your father left you explaining everything, and Kakashi, you better give it to him the moment he reaches Chunin level. If you don't, I'll find you and demote you to Genin. If that understood? Asked Sarutobi. Kakashi gulped and said, no worries, Naruto will get the scroll the moment he reaches Chunin level, and for some strange reason I think it won't take much time, stated Kakashi looking at Naruto. Sarutobi nodded, then hugged Naruto, then left the hug as he waved goodbye. That only left Kakashi and Naruto as waved to their Hokage and Gigi. They then entered Kakashi's home. It a fairly large apartment with 3 bedrooms, a full kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and a living room. Kakashi told Naruto, come in Oto, this is your home for today, and then when we get back, if you want so just get comfy and choose a room. Naruto smiled and replied, okay, thank you so much Kakashi Nichan, I am kinda tired still, so I am going to go to bed. Good night, Naruto said as he entered his room and closed the door. Kakashi stood in the living room thinking, why do I have the craziest feeling that Naruto will be able to do things I could never think of doing by the end of the 6-year training trip? Kakashi shrugged it off and walked to his room falling asleep. Naruto got into his bed. How strong he would get by the end of the trip and when he would be able to become Hokage. He wished Kiyomi good night. Night Ki-chan, Naruto thought. Night Naru-kun, get some sleep. I know you heard it a lot, but you'll be training with Kakashi, Itachi, me and then me in your mindscape again in just a day or two, so good night again Naru-kun, sweet dreams, Kiyomi said as she cut the connection and fell asleep. Naruto kept thinking about who his dad was and what kind of information would be in the scroll. With that on his mind, he fell asleep excited about the next day. Naruto awoke from a very peaceful sleep at his new home. Naruto looked around. After a couple moments he decided to go and grab a shower. Naruto got up off the bed and started to look for the item he desired. If I were a towel, where would I be? Naruto said. Naruto spent a good 5 minutes searching for a towel. After failing to find one, he decided to check the most obvious spot, the bathroom. After entering the bathroom, he looked around and smiled at the thought of owning his own apartment similar to this one when he grew up. Naruto shut and locked the door. While still looking, he found the item he needed hanging on a hook by the mirror. Naruto thought to himself, I could get used to this, waking up in a warm bed, being able to take showers whenever I want to. After relieving himself, he turned on the shower. While Naruto waited for the shower to warm up, he decided to start a conversation with his newest and only best friend. Ki-chan, are you up? Naruto asked in his mind. Yes, Naruto-kun, I'm up, stated Kiyomi. Good, Ki-chan, because I would like to talk to you about the dojutsu you told me you would make for me, Naruto told her as he stepped into the shower. Very well, Naruto-kun, now I don't remember if I explained to you how I would give you this dojutsu, so I'll just explain anyways. To add a dojutsu, I will need to rearrange some of your genetic information. This could take anywhere from a single year to 5 depending on the complexity of the dojutsu. Is that alright, Naruto-kun? Kiyomi asked. Naruto instantly replied, well, Ki-chan, I hope you plan on working on this dojutsu for a while, because this dojutsu will make the Sharingan look like a plaything. Naruto finished smiling. Kiyomi was intrigued with what Naruto just said. I hope it truly is a hard one to make Naruto-kun. Kiyomi finished. The reason why is because Kiyomi was afraid of the feelings she was getting for Naruto. She had no way of explaining how she felt because she had never felt this way about anyone. Kiyomi didn't even know what her feelings truly meant. So Naruto-kun, if you would like to explain, I can get started right away. Kiyomi asked. Well, Ki-chan, I want this dojutsu to act just like the Sharingan. You know, being able to copy ninjutsu, but I wanted to have a couple twists. Firstly, I want to be able to see things much farther away and switch between lengths I can see. So something where I can see far away and then zoom very close if need be. I also want to be able to analyze an opponent's move faster than a Sharingan user and predict where said move is headed. Secondly, I wanted to have something which would allow for me to break genjutsu and cast it at such a high level that it is unbreakable without having the same dojutsu. Finally, I want to be able to copy bloodline jutsus or other dojutsus. Naruto finished with a smirk, thinking that Kiyomi had her work cut out for her. Naruto doesn't know about the Mangekyo Sharingan at his age, just to be clear. Kiyomi thought for a second if it was even possible to somehow copy other dojutsus and decided it should be possible. Well, Naruto-kun, it seems you want to give me a hard time with this, so I accept your challenge and I will start working on it immediately. Your dojutsu should take anywhere from 5 to 6 years, just for a timeline when you will be able to use it. See you in a little bit, Naruto-kun. Kiyomi finished as she cut the connection and started to work on his genetics. Naruto was jumping with joy in the shower, thinking about his new dojutsu, until he decided to finish and get out. Naruto washed his hair, turned off the shower and grabbed the towel while wrapping it around himself. Naruto walked out of the bathroom and back into his own room, where he decided to get dressed in his new clothes and start to pack everything for his journey coming up. Naruto walked over to his clothes and grabbed his black shirt with a red swirl and his blue pants, while finding some boxers in his room he had somehow not noticed on his nightstand. Naruto started to get dressed, pulled on his socks, boxers, pants, his shirt and his new boots. Walking over to where he dropped his coat last night, picked it up and for the first time tried it on. Naruto felt it shift and retract just a little bit for it to fit loosely on Naruto. After pulling on his new jacket, he walked back to the bathroom, admiring how he looked. Wow, I look awesome, but why do I feel like I'm missing something? Crap, I forgot about my katana. Naruto thought as walked back to his room, where he proceeded to strap his katana to his hip. Naruto then decided to get packed while using his sealing scrolls, but after a couple minutes couldn't figure out how to. He tried shoving the items into the scroll, rolling the scroll up with the items in them, but just didn't stand how they worked. So after a minute or two, Naruto realized Kiyomi knew how they worked and he proceeded to ask her how to store his stuff in the scrolls. Hey Ki-chan, how do I store things in the scrolls? Any help please? Naruto finished annoyed he had to ask for help and not being able to figure it out himself. Kiyomi chuckled. Yes, Naruto-kun, I'll help. All you have to do is focus some of your chakra on the scroll while the item that you wish to seal if over the scroll, okay? Now if you don't mind, I have to get back to this ridiculously hard dojutsu. Kiyomi finished and cut the connection once again. Naruto snickered and started packing using what Kiyomi just told him. Naruto did as told and was amazed that he could actually seal things into scrolls. Man, I'll have to get Kiyomi, Itachi Nichan, or Kakashi Nichan to teach me how to make these scrolls. Naruto stated as he continued to seal everything away. After Naruto finished with his sealing, he packed everything away within his jacket's hidden pockets on the inside and made his way to the living room to wait for Itachi and Kakashi. After a couple minutes, Itachi and Kakashi both entered the home and asked Naruto if he was ready to go. "Yeah guys, I'm ready, let's go. I want to be a shinobi and get stronger than anybody that this village has ever produced," Naruto yelled with energy. Itachi and Kakashi simply smiled at their little brother's speech. "Okay Uto, if you're done with your speech and proclamation, can we get going? The Hokage is waiting for us," finished a smiling Kakashi. Naruto rubbed the back of his head while nodding. They all exited the home since Kakashi had apparently already packed before Naruto had woken up. With Naruto and Itachi out the front door, Kakashi locked up the house and put a security seal on it to protect against any unwanted guests. After a few minutes of walking, Naruto wondered if Itachi would miss his family. "Hey Itachi Nichan, are you going to miss your family?" "I know I'm going to miss Gigi. Since you guys are with me, everything won't be so bad though," Naruto stated with a grin. "Well Naruto, to be honest, I'll miss my family very much, but just like you said, since I have my Uto with me, it won't be so bad," Itachi told Naruto. Naruto, Itachi, and Kakashi continued to walk to the gates of Konoha. Itachi noticed that many people gave Naruto a look of disgust and resentment, somehow thought Naruto either didn't notice or ignored them. After another 10 minutes, they reaches the gates where the Hokage was awaiting them. "Hey Gigi, how is your day going so far?" Naruto asked curiously. "Well, hello to you too Naruto-kun, and my day is going pretty good so far. Are you excited for your big trip?" Sarutobi asked Naruto. "Yeah Gigi, I'm really excited, just you wait though old man, I'll be coming for your hat in no time," Naruto told his Gigi with a grin plastered on his face. "Naruto, you know, for some reason I don't doubt you at all. I'll be expecting some letters from my grandson during your trip though, telling how you're doing. Now though Naruto, could you go wait in front of the gates? I need to talk to Itachi and Kakashi here," Sarutobi told Naruto. "Sure Gigi, see ya in 6 years," Naruto told Sarutobi while walking to the other side of the gates. After Naruto left, Sarutobi decided to tell both Itachi and Kakashi his lineage. "Kakashi, Itachi, I need to tell you about this boy's parents," Sarutobi whispered to Kakashi and Itachi. Itachi and Kakashi looked at each other with a "you gotta be kidding me" look while Kakashi decided to speak. "No disrespect Hokage-sama, but you do realize that Naruto's father did tell me about Kushina's pregnancy and what they were going to name their child," Kakashi finished. Then Itachi continued. "Plus Hokage-sama, it wouldn't take a genius to figure out who his dad was at least." Itachi finished stoically looking at Sarutobi. "Well, I see, I was just going to tell you who his parents were so you could better understand why he needs to be so strong," Sarutobi told them both while handing over a scroll to Kakashi. "Kakashi, this is a scroll left for Naruto by his father. Give this to him when he hits Chunin level, alright?" Sarutobi told Kakashi. Kakashi took the letter from the Hokage's hand. "Hokage-sama, I understand, and I wish to tell you that for Naruto's training we will be traveling all over the nations," Kakashi told Sarutobi. "That's fine Kakashi, just make sure my grandson is safe, alright? I don't want anything happening to him, including your perverted mind twisting his, understand me you too Itachi?" Sarutobi finished with a "don't fuck with me" look. Kakashi and Itachi gulped, both nodding. "Yes Hokage-sama, we will send letter giving his reports on his skills every 2 years, alright?" They both said, hoping to get away from the Hokage and start the journey. "Yes, that seems perfectly fine. Now go, you need to start right away," Hokage said, waving at both of them as they started to walk to Naruto. Kakashi put the scroll into his pocket and walked up to Naruto. "Alright Naruto, let's get going. We're going to spend a lot of time in water country, alright? There's a small village there where not a lot of ninjas go, so it will be perfect for training," Kakashi finished while taking out his favorite orange book. Naruto just rolled his eyes because he knew what his Nichan was reading. "Fine Kakashi Nichan, let's hurry up though, I want to get as strong as I can be before we head back," Naruto told his older brother. Itachi just smiled at Naruto. Kakashi gave his famous eye smile. "Sure Naruto, let's get going then," Kakashi stated while jogging up ahead with Naruto right behind and Itachi taking up the rear. Time skipped 3 hours later. How can Naruto still be running with us after all the time? I know it's only been 3 hours, but no 5-year-old child should be able to run for 3 hours. Kakashi thought to himself, amazed at his Oto-Oto's stamina. Hey guys, let's take a break, we have been running for 3 hours. Kakashi said from up ahead. Naruto and Itachi nodded in agreeing. It was about 4:30 in the afternoon. Alright guys, we'll take a 10-minute break to rest. Naruto, you come here, I want to give you something, Kakashi said to Naruto. Naruto walked over to Kakashi. What is it, Kakashi Nichan? Do you need help with something? Naruto asked his older brother. No Naruto, take off your shirt please, I want to give you something that will make you stronger. Kakashi told Naruto. Naruto did as told and waited, wondering what it could be. Kakashi took out some ink and started to draw a seal on Naruto. Hey Nichan, what are you doing? Naruto asked Kakashi curiously. Well, you see Naruto, I'm drawing a seal on you. I got it from my sensei. He used this all the time and then passed it down to me, Kakashi told Naruto. Wow, cool Nichan, what does it do exactly? Also, who was your sensei? Naruto asked. Well Naruto, my sensei was the 4th Hokage, and what this seal does is it increases the gravity upon your body. It makes it seem like you're twice as heavy, or you can increase it even more, up to 3 times as heavy. My sensei warned me though that any more than that and it hurts you more than actually helps you. Kakashi finished telling Naruto while finishing the seal. Naruto instantly felt the extra weight and was amazed at how sealing worked. Hey Nichan, can you teach me how to make this seal and how to make others? Naruto asked, hoping he could. Sorry Naruto, I can teach how to make this seal, but anything other than that, no. I'm not very good at fuinjutsu, you see. That's what making seals is called, by the way. Kakashi told Naruto. Hey Ki-chan, how about you, do you know any fuinjutsu you can teach me? Naruto asked in his head. Why yes, I do Naruto-kun, and a lot of it at that. You don't get to be as old as I am without learning a bit of every type of jutsu. Seriously though Naruto-kun, could you make your dojutsu any harder? I mean geez, this really is going to take the full length of your training trip. Kiyomi told Naruto. Well thanks, I really would like to learn fuinjutsu, and if you really wanted me to I could think of something to increase the difficulty, Naruto told Kiyomi with a grin. No Naruto-kun, that's quite alright, I don't need it to be any more difficult. Naruto-kun, I need to cut the connection though so I can get back to work, alright? I'll talk to you later. Kiyomi told Naruto while cutting the connection. Naruto laughed to himself and started walking around. Man, this is a lot harder to move now. If it makes me stronger though, I'll put up with it though and become an amazing ninja. Naruto thought to himself while moving around like it wasn't any big deal. Wow, that shouldn't even be possible. I even had trouble with 2 times gravity when I was 12, how is this 5-year-old doing this? He truly is amazing, Kakashi thought to himself. Naruto truly is going to be an amazing ninja one day. I can't wait to see everybody's face when we come back and they see how strong he is. Thought Itachi. Alright everybody, let's go, we need to get moving again. Well, stop in another 6 hours. Hey Naruto, I hope you don't give up, because then everybody will just think you're weak. You don't want that, do you? Kakashi told Naruto, trying to make sure he doesn't give up on himself. I'll show you Nichan. I'll be the greatest ninja this world has ever seen, believe it. Naruto finished with determination shining in his eyes. Kakashi and Itachi couldn't help but smile and laugh at their Oto-Oto's outburst. Time skipped 6 hours later. Naruto showed no signs of physical exhaustion except for some sweat coming off his head, which would be expected. Oh my god, this is insane, my arms are numb, I can barely keep my legs moving. Thought Naruto, fighting to keep going and not pass out. Oh my god, there is no way Naruto should still be moving after 6 hours. He doesn't even look tired, I can't believe this. Kakashi thought to himself, amazed at Naruto's perseverance. Wow Naruto, no doubt in my mind you will become very strong in a short amount of time. Itachi thought to himself while thinking just how strong he will become. Alright everybody, let's stop and set up camp for the night. Kakashi said while stopping and walking off about 20 yards into the forest on the left side of them. Naruto immediately followed, sat down with his back to a tree and passed out from physical exhaustion. Wow, what do you know Itachi, he was faking. It wasn't that he was in such good shape he could keep going, it was that he fought through the pain and forced himself to keep going. That is just as amazing, if not more. He truly will become an amazing ninja. Kakashi finished while grabbing a ration bar and started to eat it. Yes, that is truly amazing Kakashi. How many more days do you think it will take to get there with us not being able to go full speed? Itachi asked. Well, I'm thinking about 3 or so more days. Then we will be in wave country and at our destination. But for now get some sleep, Kakashi told Itachi while slipping into sleep himself. Itachi smiled and sat down next to Naruto and fell asleep thinking how powerful his Oto will become. Time skip 3 days. Naruto had quickly become stronger due to regeneration ability. He was never sore and always able to continue the next day. Naruto, Kakashi, and Itachi all walked into the village. After some exploring they met an old bridge builder named Tazuna who then showed them around the village. Well, thank you for showing us around the village, Tazuna. But we're all going to have to go and check into a hotel. Kakashi said. Oh no Kakashi, I insist you. Itachi and Naruto should come stay at my home. We have plenty of room. Tazuna said while dragging them all to his house. After some walking they came to Tazuna's house. After entering the house they were greeted by Tazuna's daughter who was holding her son. Hi, I'm Tsunami and this is my son Inari. Nice to meet you all. Tsunami said while smiling. Tsunami was about 5 feet 5 with black hair. She was slim and looked fit. She had a C-cup chest that Itachi could guess. Likewise Tsunami, my name is Itachi, this is my friend Kakashi and this little man is my Oto Naruto. Itachi said with a smile. Kakashi and Naruto smiled and waved as well. Hey, I hope you guys don't mind, but could you show me where I'll be sleeping? I'm kind of tired and would like to go to bed. Naruto said with Itachi and Kakashi both nodding. Well okay guys, come up here, we have 2 rooms open, hope that's fine. Tazuna said while showing them their rooms and walked back down. Okay Naruto, you and I bunk, Itachi can have his own room. Kakashi said while entering his room. Okay night Itachi, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Night, Naruto said with a smile and went to his bedroom. Naruto entered his room and saw 2 beds with 2 nightstands next to each bed with a lamp and a clock on it. Night Kakashi, I hope you don't mind but I'm going to sleep. Naruto said while going up to a bed. Naruto took off his jacket and passed out on it thinking of what the next 6 years are going to be like. Naruto awoke at around 6 in the morning used to early training. Naruto was now 7 years old and at 4 feet 11 pretty tall for his age. Naruto still had the blonde unruly hair that seemed to defy gravity, although his body had gained a lot of muscle. It looked to be the perfect balance of muscle and flexibility. Naruto awoke after another day of demanding senseis. He dismissed his clone and a rush of memories came back to him. Well, I see Ki-chan made my clone start on some of my elemental affinities. Wow, she taught me wind style, divine wind spear. That's gonna be so cool testing out. I'll have to thank her for that later. Naruto thought to himself after sorting the memories he got from his clone. Man, those 2 years really flew by. I can't wait for today. Kakashi Nichan said he had something important for me. I wonder what it is. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I really need to send Gigi a letter saying hi. I wonder if Gigi will believe me about my progress. I've gotten so much faster and stronger. I've learned jutsu up the wazoo and apparently I'm at low chunin level. At least that's what Itachi and Kakashi Nichan told me. I wonder what this year will be like. I hope I finally learn how to use my sword. After learning all that taijutsu. First from Ki-chan, then Itachi Nichan taijutsu, and finally Kakashi Nichan's taijutsu. After all of that I better learn some kenjutsu. Naruto said to himself, then started to remember the first time he learned a jutsu. Flashback 1 year and 6 months. At their usual training ground about 2 miles away from the village. Come on Kakashi sensei, can't I learn some jutsu yet? I mean, all we have been doing is physical training. You said it yourself. I'm at the speed of a low-level chunin. Plus I'm already on 4 times gravity from my seal. I'm faster than anybody my age. Naruto yelled to his sensei. Kakashi eyebrow twitched. What the hell do you mean you're at 4 times gravity on your seal? What are you thinking, Naruto? That much gravity could cause serious issues for your body. How can you even be standing anymore? Asked a curious Kakashi. Oh well, you see Kakashi sensei. I have this Kekai Genkai that allows my body to regenerate at an abnormally high rate. Then since I have Ki-chan in me and her chakra is inside of me, I regenerate whenever my body is hurt. The regeneration isn't high enough to instantly heal me of serious wounds. But in the case of the strain I heal so fast it can't hurt my body. Ki-chan said I can go up all the way to about 10 times gravity. Though that may be pushing it to my absolute max. Naruto told his sensei with a smile. Naruto will be the strongest ninja in the world. I can't believe he has been in 4 times gravity, That would put so much strain on my body I would have to immediately return back to 2. Kakashi thought to himself. Say Naruto, how long have you been in 4 times gravity? Asked Kakashi. Well, Kakashi-sensei, since about a week ago I think? I'm not sure, a week to 2 weeks ago. Replied Naruto. Okay, well Naruto, I expect you bump that gravity up to 5 soon, maybe another month. Anyways Naruto, you master Kage Bunshin no Jutsu and you have mastered tree walking and water walking. So I don't see why I couldn't teach you some small jutsu. Kakashi said with an eye smile. Yes, finally this is gonna be so fun. I can't wait. So what kind of jutsu are you teach me, huh? I bet it's going to be some amazingly powerful one, right? Am I right? Come on Kakashi-sensei, stop keeping me in the dark. Naruto complained. Ha ha ha, well to be honest with you Naruto, first we need to know what elemental affinities you have. So channel some chakra into this paper first. Kakashi told Naruto while handing him a piece of paper. Kakashi-sensei, is this chakra paper? I remember you mentioned this a while ago. What exactly does it do? Naruto asked, clearly curious. Well Naruto, it shows us what type of elemental affinities you have. Meaning what type of jutsus you can use easily. What comes to you naturally is another way of putting it. Now all you have to do is add some chakra into this paper and it will tell us what type of elemental affinities you have, alright? Kakashi asked Naruto. Yeah, Kakashi-sensei, I'll do it. Naruto told Kakashi while adding chakra into the paper he was holding. Hey Kakashi-sensei, what does this mean? The chakra paper cut in how? Oh, that's easy Naruto, that means you have a wind affinity. You're in luck, I know some. Kakashi told Naruto. Oh well, that's cool sensei, and thank you, but you didn't allow me to finish. Like I was saying, the paper cut in half. One half is singed on a side, the other side is soggy. Then when you touch the middle of the soggy one it shocks me. Also sensei, there's what seems like dirt on it. What does all of this mean? Asked Naruto. Kakashi just sat there completely stunned. His Oto-Uto has an elemental affinity for every main element. Naruto, that mean you have an elemental affinity for every element. I have never seen anybody have an elemental affinity for every element. Hell, I haven't even heard of anybody having it. Naruto, you truly are unique in every way I can think of. First you have unmatched speed for your age, then your chakra control is simply outmatched for your age. Then the concepts of chakra are easily grasped by you. And now you have every major elemental affinity. What the hell man, how did you get so lucky? Speed, brains, more than likely strength when you get older. You already look like a kid who works out every day at the age of 5, and now every major elemental affinity. Kakashi finished amazed and somewhat frightened at the power Naruto will most likely have at a very young age. Sensei, is there something wrong with that? I mean, it's not bad, is it? Naruto asked, worried he would be even more of an outcast. No Kami, no. Naruto, if anything you must be the luckiest person in the world. Not even previous Jinchuriki have had every elemental affinity. You truly are one of a kind. Kakashi finished with a smile, trying to make his Oto-Uto student cheer up. If anything Naruto, this will increase your chances of becoming the most powerful shinobi to ever live. Kakashi added. Itachi arrives at where they were training at. Itachi had heard everything. How Naruto had an affinity for every element. Wow Naruto, you truly are gifted. Itachi said to himself while appearing on the training field. Well, look who's here, Kakashi-sensei. How is your sleeping beauty? Naruto asked, all his worry forgotten. Very funny Naruto. Remember, you're still my student, and unless you want to be running for the next 10 hours I suggest you don't say any more jokes. Okay? Itachi asked Naruto with a smile. Okay Itachi-sensei. So Kakashi-sensei, what will you teach me first? Naruto asked very energetically. After some time thinking, Kakashi responded. Well Naruto, I have thought about it, and since I know quite a bit of wind jutsus I'll teach you how to use your wind chakra correctly. Then since Itachi knows fire jutsus so well he'll teach you how to properly control fire chakra. Make 39 clones Naruto, then split them into 2 group with you in the 19 group. Then give me a group and give Itachi a group. Kakashi told Naruto. Wait, you mean I have to learn how to use my elemental chakra before I can use it? If that's so, then let's go. I want to start learning some jutsus. Naruto told his senseis while using Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto made 39 clones, making 40 with himself and split them up. 20 to go with Itachi and 20 to go with Kakashi, just as asked. With Itachi. Alright, I want you all to stand still and feel for your fire chakra from within you. It may burn a little or feel uncomfortable, but you'll get used to it. Itachi finished, then walked away and laid his back against a tree. They all took stances and began trying to feel for their fire chakra. It took Naruto and his 19 clones all of 6 hours to learn how to properly control their fire chakra and get a feel for it so they don't get burned. Alright Itachi-sensei, we got it down. Now how about some easy fire jutsus? Naruto pleaded to Itachi. Itachi was surprised since it usually took 3 to 4 days to learn how to properly control fire chakra. Man, this kid must be something else to get fire chakra down so quickly. Itachi thought to himself as he walked over to Naruto. Alright Naruto, I'll show you a basic and simple fire jutsu. This jutsu is called Fire Style. Fireball Jutsu. Itachi showed Naruto and his clones the hand signs, then left to go sit back with his Sharingan activated so he could see if the jutsu was correct. Meaning if it had enough chakra and the jutsu was performed correctly. Naruto and his clones all took positions aiming at a barren part of their training ground. Naruto was first to start. Naruto did his hand signs and exclaimed, "Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu." Naruto then took a deep breath and blew. A massive fireball came hurtling out of Naruto's mouth. It traveled at breakneck speed, hitting a rock on the other side of the group of Narutos. That's very good. Naruto, just don't add so much chakra, alright? Itachi asked Naruto, who simply nodded in compliance. Naruto and his group of clones practiced this jutsu until they had it mastered. This took them 3 hours. Alright, Itachi-sensei, we master it. Naruto screamed to his sensei. Itachi had fallen asleep after the first hour. He woke up to screaming of how they mastered the jutsu. What, Naruto, show me right now. If you truly mastered it, then it would be a record of some kind. I have never met anybody who mastered it in what? 3 or so hours. Itachi asked, wondering if he truly mastered the jutsu. Naruto simply complied and started going through hand signs. Fire Style. Fireball Jutsu. Naruto exclaimed, then took a deep breath and blew out. A medium-sized ball of fire hurtled out of his mouth. After a few seconds it hit a rock on the other side of the training ground, causing an explosion. Itachi just had his mouth hung open. Not a single person he knew or heard of had this kind of talent. So much talent that he could master a simply jutsu in such short time. Even if that was simply he just started his fire chakra control. To be able to master a jutsu so quickly is unheard of. Itachi thought to himself, proud of his Oto-Uto. Good job Naruto. You truly did master that jutsu. It seems that the other group is still going. Let's go back to the house and get some sleep. Naruto smiled at his praise and nodded at his suggestion. Alright guys, you can disappear. The clones did as the boss said and all disappeared. A rush of information came back, making him nauseous. Even though he had mastered the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, this was his first time using it on big scale. Naruto shook his head clear and smiled at what happened. Wow, I feel like I can control my fire chakra even better than before. This is amazing. With that thought, Naruto headed back to the house where he had been sleeping for the past 2 years. Flashback. Within a flashback with Kakashi 9 hours earlier. Kakashi had walked his group over to a huge rock. Alright guys, I want you all to grab a blade of grass. Kakashi told them. All the Narutos bent down and picked up a blade of grass. Alright, I want you to focus your chakra at the middle. The objective is to try and cut the blade of grass in half. Good luck. With that said, Kakashi went over near a tree and took out his favorite orange book. It took 5 or so hours for all the Narutos to master the wind chakra exercise. Hey Kakashi-sensei, we mastered it, come and show up a cool jutsu. A Naruto who seemed to be deemed the leader asked. Kakashi got up grinning at the amazing performance. Wow, 5 hours, that's just unheard of. Kakashi finished his thought. Alright, since I saw you doing the and performing the exercise successfully, I'll show you the jutsu. Kakashi did the hand signs and yelled out. Wind Style. Wind Wave. Kakashi swiped his hand and a wave of wind came out from the movement. The jutsu crashed into the huge rock in front of them and make a deep slash in the object. Wow, amazing Kakashi-sensei. Was the leader Naruto replied to seeing the wind jutsu. Kakashi smiled and showed them the necessary hand signs. Kakashi then went to sit at the tree he was previously at. Just like last time, he took out his pervert book. The group of Narutos got into position and did the necessary hand signs. Wind style. Wind wave, is what you heard from 20 different Narutos. Kakashi simply smiled at what he saw and quickly fell asleep. 7 hours later. Yes, finally we got it mastered. Sweet. Is what you heard from the lead Naruto. Kakashi woke up at hearing that and was stunned. What? No way. I gave him a C-rank jutsu. How did he manage to master it so quickly? Was Kakashi's thought. Alright, one Naruto, show me. I don't know if I believe you master this jutsu so quickly. For Kami's sakes, it was a C rank. Kakashi said. The lead Naruto simply smiled and complied. The Naruto clone appeared to not be doing anything unless you could read his mind. Wind style. Pulsating wind waves. The lead Naruto swiped his hand. A wave of wind came out of the movement, but then another wave of wind, then another. They all hit the target, which was the rock. The first wave hit the wall diagonally, the second wave hit it straight, and the final wind wave hit the wall diagonally. It formed an X with a line in the middle. Kakashi was blown away. What the hell? Naruto, how did you do that? Without any hand signs, without any words naming your jutsu? Asked an amazed Kakashi. The lead Naruto spoke up. Well, you see, Kakashi-sensei, we mastered the first jutsu you taught us within 2 hours. We wanted to make our own, so we did. We call it wind style. Pulsating wind waves. It is quite powerful, as you can see. As for how we did it without calling out the jutsu or doing the hand signs, we don't know. We just can. Finished clone Naruto. Kakashi was just stunned at hearing they mastered not 1 but 2 jutsus within 7 hours. Naruto, that jutsu was something I would guess at around B level. That is truly incredible, and the reason you can do that is I'm guessing you have a very high level wind affinity within you. Kakashi stated, then added, Naruto, I'm very proud of you. Dispel, you guys. I'm heading back to the house. Kakashi said as he started running back to the house. Naruto was laying in bed when it hit him. All the memories of the clone, that is. Naruto just lay there smiling after sorting the memories. He learned a jutsu and created one himself. Naruto couldn't be any happier. Flashback ends. Kakashi sat in his room at Tazuna's house, looking over the letter he just wrote. It read, Dear Hokage-sama, as we agreed, I am sending you a progress report on Naruto. I can't believe how much he has grown. Naruto has grown from a little child with immense potential to possibly the strongest kid his age Konoha has ever seen. I will now give his rank of skill Itachi, and I agreed with. Also, I will be giving his speed and strength. You will certainly be astonished at your grandson's improvements. Taijutsu. High Chunin, Naruto has mastered the Uchiha's Taijutsu, very close to mastering my Taijutsu, and he is apparently working on the Kyuubi or Kiyomi's Taijutsu. From what I have seen, it is very powerful. Ninjutsu. High Chunin, Naruto has every primary affinity for the elements. Maybe even some rarer affinities as well, Itachi nor I have checked. The reason we put Naruto at such a high level for his age is simple. Naruto first starting out mastering the basic jutsus that you wished us to teach him. Then after about 6 months we taught him a lower fire jutsu and AC rank wind jutsu. Naruto mastered his fire and wind chakra within 5 to 6 hours, then proceeded to master the fire jutsu in 3 hours and the wind jutsu in 2 hours, and then on top of that he created a wind jutsu by himself while I was sleeping by a tree. It was a B-ranked jutsu, he called it wind style, pulsating wind waves. He can create jutsu without hand signs and without vocalizing his jutsu. He has now mastered every element's chakra that he has an affinity with, that we know of, and has anywhere from 4 to 20 jutsus in each. Ranging from DB ranked jutsu, he is simply amazing. Genjutsu. Almost non-existent. Naruto told us that Kiyomi said that Naruto couldn't do genjutsu because he had such high chakra reserves or something like that. Although he can break genjutsu up to C rank from using his massive chakra reserves to disrupt it. Chakra control. Low Chunin. Chakra reserves. We are thinking about high Junin or low Hokage. Speed. Simple low Junin, once again incredible. Strength. We estimate around a high Genin. Now the reason why we put him at low Chunin is because Naruto lacks in some aspects. Even though Naruto is only 7 years old, he should not be considered higher. I'm going to give him his letter today from his father. Have a nice day, Hokage-sama. From Kakashi Hatake. Everything appears to be correct, Kakashi thought to himself. With that he bit his thumb and summoned a messenger dog. Please take this to Hokage-sama about 3 hours from now, Kakashi said to the dog. Said dog nodded his head and poofed out of existence. Everything appears to be correct, Kakashi thought to himself. With that he bit his thumb and summoned a messenger dog. Please take this to Hokage-sama about 3 hours from now, Kakashi said to the dog. Said dog nodded his head and poofed out of existence. Sarutobi walked into his office and sat down sighing. I miss Naruto. I should get a report on his progress today though. Sarutobi thought to himself. A poof went off into the Hokage office, sending Sarutobi on high alert. The dog walked up to Sarutobi, dropped the letter. Hokage-sama, report from Kakashi-sama. With that he poofed out of existence. Sarutobi relaxed. Sarutobi picked up the letter and started to read it. What the hell? How can that even be possible? Low Chunin at age 7, how is that even possible? Ha ha ha, well, if anybody could do it, my grandson could. Sarutobi stated with pride, thinking about his grandson and how much he will progress when he get his next report. With our favorite blonde. Kakashi got up from where he was sitting at and walked over to Naruto. Naruto seemed to be deep in thought about something. Hey Naruto, I have a scroll for you. Hokage-sama told me to give this to you when you reach Chunin level. Before you open it though, we need to get Itachi and say goodbye. We're leaving the house we have stayed long. Kakashi said while handing his Oto-Uto the scroll. Itachi and Kakashi both had told Naruto they would be leaving today, so Naruto was already packed and ready to go. Naruto and Kakashi walked out of their room and headed downstairs to the living room. There they saw Itachi sitting there kissing Tsunami. Cough cough, I didn't know you two were dating, you guys? Kakashi said while Naruto sat there with a grin on his face, happy his Nichin found a woman he liked. Both Itachi and Tsunami looked flushed after breaking off their kiss. Yes, well Kakashi, Naruto, I was telling Tsunami how we had to leave and then I told her how I felt. Next thing you know, well, you saw. So yeah, Itachi finished with a blush upon his face. It's fine Itachi Nichin, I'm just sorry we have to go now. Naruto said sadly. Itachi got up, gave one more quick kiss to Tsunami and said goodbye. I'm really sorry Tsunami that this just happened now, but we need to leave early. We'll be back for our 5th and 6th year of training for Naruto. I'm just sorry that we'll be apart for 2 years. Itachi said sadly. It's fine Itachi-kun. I'm sorry that you have to go also, but I'll wait 2 years. Tsunami finished with a small smile. Hey Tsunami-chan, can you tell Inari and Tazuna goodbye for us? I'm going to miss my Oto-Uto and Gigi. Naruto said, clearly sad, about to cry but fought back the tears. Sure Naruto-kun, I see you all in 2 years. Tsunami told the group. Kakashi and Naruto said goodbye and exited the home. Itachi stayed behind and told Tsunami that he would miss her. Itachi gave Tsunami a deep passionate kiss, reinstating the words he just said, and left. Time skip 1 hour. Itachi, Kakashi, and Naruto were heading back to the Konoha without anybody knowing. They were going to train in Training Ground 44, Forest of Death I think it's called. Okay Naruto, now about that scroll. Don't read it until we get to the training ground. I have a feeling you are going to be very distraught about what you read. Kakashi told Naruto, worried about his reaction. Naruto simply nodded and continued full speed back to Konoha, or more specifically Training Ground 44. With full speed it should only take around 2 hours to make it to Konoha. Ki-chan, what do you think it's about? Naruto asked Kiyomi. Well Naru-kun, I don't know, but please listen to him. Who knows what kind of information could be in there? Kiyomi told Naruto. Okay Ki-chan, I'll listen. It has a blood seal on it though. It has to be something very important. Naruto said while thinking what it could be. Naru-kun, don't let them know you have any information on Fuinjutsu. I don't want them thinking that I'm trying to make you let me out or anything. Kiyomi practically cried to Naruto. Ki-chan, listen, they wouldn't think that. First off, there are my Nichins. Second off, I'm not trying to let you out, so I don't see what's the huge problem. I know Naru-kun. I don't want them thinking I'm trying to corrupt you or anything. Kiyomi finished, clearly sad, for she truly cared about Naruto and had feelings that she had no idea how to explain. Time skip 2 hours. Naruto, Kakashi, and Itachi all were sitting in a cave located in Training Ground 44. They had gotten to the training ground without getting caught, and Naruto was now about to open up the scroll he got. Naruto, bite your thumb and rub the blood over the seal. It's called a blood seal. It only allows people with the same blood to what the seal was activated with to open it. Itachi explained to Naruto. Naruto nodded, bit his thumb and rubbed blood over the seal. The seal glowed and dissipated, allowing Naruto to open the scroll. After reading the scroll once over, he had tears streaming down his face. "Oh Naruto-kun, I'm so sorry. I ruined your life," Kiyome cried out, tears streaming down her face as well after reading the scroll through Naruto's eyes. There was no response from Naruto. Itachi and Kakashi both were sitting on a log inside the cave looking sad as they saw their Oto-Oto. A campfire illuminating Naruto's face, showing all his pain and the tears streaming down his face. "I can't believe this. My dad was the 4th Hokage. He loved me, he actually loved me." Naruto whispered out loud, reading the scroll once again. "Dear Naruto, I'm sorry for not being there for you as you grow up. In order to make sure you stay alive and live an actual life, I need to seal the Kyuubi into someone, but I can't ask somebody for their child. The child also had to be born the day when the Kyuubi arrived. Naruto, you were the only one. I just want you to know that I love you and hope you can forgive me for sealing the Kyuubi inside you. The reason why you weren't told who I am is because in my ninja career I have made many enemies and didn't want them coming after you. Naruto, just make sure that you realize that I love you, and so does your mother, and listen Naruto please, this is from your mother, you have a mission from her. That mission is to have many children so that we can have a lot of grandchildren, good luck. I'm sorry this scroll is so short, but the Kyuubi is on our doorstep and I need to be leaving. Goodbye Naruto, I'll be leaving instructions on my jutsus. The Rasengan and Hiraishin, they were my most prized jutsus. They are what made me me. Learn them and continue the legacy. Love Minato Namikaze, Kushina Uzumaki. Your mother and father. Ki-chan, it's not your fault. Stop apologizing. I know you were controlled, so just stop, alright? Ki-chan, I love you, so stop crying. Naruto screamed in his head. Naruto-kun, what did you just say? Kiyome asked in shock. Nothing Ki-chan, I just told you stop blaming yourself and stop crying. That's all, nothing more. Naruto said worriedly, hoping she really didn't hear what he said. Itachi and Kakashi, Nichan, I want to learn one of my father's jutsus right away. The Rasengan, so please for the next 2 years could you train my clones? I need to train in my father's jutsu. So please teach my clones Kenjutsu, Taijutsu, Chakra Control, Ninjutsu, and anything else you want me to train in. Naruto finished telling Kakashi and Itachi. Sigh, fine Naruto. We'll train your clones, but that doesn't mean you get to slack on your speed training and strength training. Understand? Kakashi finished with authority in his voice. Naruto quickly nodded and then laid down, falling asleep, happy he finally knew who his father was. Time skip 2 years. 2 in the morning. Naruto, would you stop? You've been trying to learn the Rasengan for 2 years now. Maybe you just can't learn it yet. Kakashi told Naruto with worry all over his face as well as Itachi's. Naruto had been training almost non-stop on the Rasengan for 2 years now. He had made amazing progress but was stuck. He could never keep the Rasengan stable. No matter how hard he tried, it seemed he just couldn't do it. No. Do you think that I'm just going to stop? I will never stop. I'm going to be the strongest shinobi in the world. I'm not going to stop just because this jutsu is hard to master. Naruto screamed. Naruto had been kneeling on the ground breathing hard. Exhausted by his training, he decided to try once more. Naruto got up and started the Rasengan. Come on Naruto. Get the stability. Don't give up. If you give up now you'll never amount to anything. You wouldn't be able to protect Ki-chan. You love her, so get your ass going, don't give up. Come on, just a little more. Naruto screamed to himself in his thoughts. Naruto formed a Rasengan and got it to stabilize. Okay, everything is fine for right now. Naruto thought to himself as he rushed a tree. Naruto's hand hit the tree as he forced as much chakra as he could into the jutsu. The results were astounding to say the least. There stood a decimated tree threatening to topple over. Ha ha ha, told you guys I wouldn't give up. With that, Naruto passed out from chakra exhaustion with a smile on his face. Okay, what the hell? How is my Oto-Oto this strong? It's simply amazing and annoying. How are we going to keep up with him when he gets older? Itachi said as he and Kakashi rushed over and picked up Naruto. Itachi had Naruto bridal style while he and Kakashi walked to the cave and started packing. While Itachi packed, Kakashi sat down and wrote, Dear Hokage-sama, well Hokage, I'm writing you this on Naruto progress and I can say what the hell is my Oto-Oto? He is a genius in my books. Naruto grasps everything easily and has the skill to back up his genius. I'm not going to keep this going as we need to get back. We're heading back to Wave Country. Kind of surprised nobody noticed us in Training Ground 44 though. Anyways, onward to Naruto's skills believed to be around low to mid Junin level. Taijutsu. I estimate mid Junin. He has mastered mine, Itachi's and Kiyomi's taijutsu. Kiyomi's is by far the most powerful, only though I have seen glimpses of the taijutsu. Kenjutsu. Kiyomi has been teaching Naruto in Kenjutsu. I must say that the sword he has is quite unique and he is somewhere around low Junin level. Ninjutsu. High Junin. Honestly, Hokage-sama, even though I have more experience, I wouldn't want to fight Naruto in a strict ninjutsu battle. I'll leave it at that. Genjutsu. Low Chunin. Naruto cannot make real genjutsu. He has found a way around it to create his own personal style, and I must say it is quite useful. Chakra control. Low Junin. Chakra reserves. Hokage-sama, this may be a shock, but Itachi and I believe Naruto is somewhere at your level of chakra reserves at your prime. Speed. Somewhere around Anbu level, simply incredible. Strength. High Chunin to low Junin. Hokage-sama, Naruto has many tricks up his sleeves. Itachi and I aren't even sure if these are his real levels. For some reason we believe him to be higher. Also, he has mastered a very difficult jutsu. We shall not reveal the jutsu until he wants to though. He was given the scroll and took it rather well. Kakashi looked over the note once again, just like 2 years ago, nodding to himself at his estimates. Kakashi summoned a messenger dog. Please give this to Hokage-sama right away. Kakashi told his summons. The dog nodded and poofed away. Sarutobi, who was sitting in his office hoping to get the report soon. Just as Sarutobi was about to give up, a poof was heard in his office. The dog walked to the desk, jumped on the desk, dropped the scroll form between his mouth. Hokage-sama, report from Kakashi-sama. With that, the dog disappeared. Sarutobi smiled widely and about burst from joy. What he saw almost made him faint. What the hell? How can this even be? How can my adopted grandson be this powerful? I just can't simply believe it. Sarutobi said, then a smile was stretched to its max upon his face. Man, Naruto-kun, my boy, you sure are going to give these council members a shock of a lifetime. Sarutobi said to himself. I wonder what kind of jutsu he mastered though. Naruto will show when he is ready, Sarutobi thought to himself. With that, he shut the lamp off on his desk and exited, smiling at how powerful his grandson will be. Time skip 1 year 11 months and 29 days. Naruto woke up feeling refreshed and relaxed. Man, living this house all together for 4 years was awesome. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto was now abnormally tall for his age, standing 5 feet 5 inches. Naruto had lost any baby fat on his body and now had muscle all over his body. Naruto still had the same unruly, gravity-defying blonde hair, with the same cerulean blue eyes. He was still wearing all the same clones he was over the last 6 years. He had learned a resize seal and repair seal, where it would size to him and repair itself, keeping the item of clothing in perfect condition. Naruto walked down to living room, where he found Zabuza, Nichin and Haku-chan sitting on the couch waiting for his arrival, with Itachi, Tsunami, Inari, Tazuna and Kakashi outside waiting to go. Zabuza was 6 feet 3, very muscular with a black muscle shirt on and some black Anbu-style pants. Haku was a year older than Naruto, 5 feet 4 inches if he had to guess, very pretty, slim, silk-like hair that fell to her shoulders around a B-cup bust. Naruto knew she was very good looking, but he loved a different somebody. Hey Zabuza, Nichin, Haku-chan. How are you guys this morning? Naruto asked Zabuza and Haku, noticing Haku turn red. Hey Haku-chan, you're turning a little red, are you feeling alright? Naruto asked while putting his hand on Haku's forehead, which Haku just turned an even darker shade of red. Oto, I'm fine, but I'm going to go outside and cough leave you two alone to talk. But know this, even if you are like my little brother, you hurt my daughter and I'll make you wish you were never born, alright? Zabuza asked mincingly. Naruto just nodded, scared and not understanding what he was talking about. Zabuza walked over to the door, smiled and left. As soon as Zabuza left, Haku got off the couch, went over to Naruto slowly. Haku placed both hands on the sides Naruto's face, looked longingly into his eyes and went for her first kiss. Naruto just sat there stunned, not knowing what to do as Haku's lips planting themselves on Naruto's lips. First Naruto was flustered but eventually gave in. The kiss was a nice long, sweet, innocent kiss that Haku had wanted ever since he helped her in Zabuza. Flashback 8 months. Two figures could be seen walking near the house where Naruto and his brothers had lived for a long time. One figure had an arms draped around the other and seemed to be struggling to carry himself. One of the people dropped to the ground while the other person got on both knees trying to wake him up. Naruto, who noticed the strange happening, ran out to be of assistance. "Excuse me, can I help you? If you need to, you could bring him in and he could rest on the couch," Naruto told the stranger, who was wary but too tired to argue. "Sure, could you help me take him into the house?" the stranger asked. "Sure, I would be glad to help," replied an eager Naruto. Naruto and the stranger dragged the unconscious form of a male into the house and put him on the couch. Naruto and the stranger talked and exchanged names, getting to know each other. Naruto found out the person he was talking to was named Haku and was actually quite beautiful. Haku introduced herself and her father figure Zabuza to Naruto. Haku couldn't explain it but somehow felt at ease around the boy she was talking to. After an hour of talking and becoming friends, Zabuza stirred, looking around bewildered. Zabuza saw a young boy smiling at him. "Ha, so the famed Zabuza Momochi finally awakens. You know, for a missing nin you shouldn't pass out with chakra exhaustion in the middle of a street," Naruto replied with a smile while Zabuza instantly got angry. "Haku, what did you tell this boy?" asked an enraged Zabuza. "Nothing, I just told him your first name and mine. You have been knocked out for quite a while, so we talked," replied Haku, who hoped her father wouldn't hurt the blonde boy. "You know, he's kinda cute," Haku thought to herself, blushing. "Zabuza-kun, you don't need to worry. My name is Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki. Well, that's my full name. I hope now that I entrusted you with my full name you see I mean no harm," Naruto told Zabuza, who seemed to stiffen at the name but slowly eased his tensed muscles. "Oh, well now Naruto, I'm guessing you're the son of a Minato Namikaze?" asked Zabuza. "Why yes I am, and did you know my father?" Naruto asked, intrigued to know. "Actually I did. Your father was my sensei, not long but for a year or so. He trained me and wanted me to come back to the leaf with him, but I couldn't. I loved your father as if he was my brother, but I couldn't leave my village," Zabuza told Naruto, who was shocked to hear that his father taught this man. "Well Zabuza, I would like to ask if, since you knew my father so well, would you like to live here with us? Until we leave, that is. I'll have to ask my brothers, but I don't think they'll mind, especially when they hear that my dad taught you," Naruto asked Zabuza. Zabuza thought for a minute but nodded. "Great, Haku-chan can live with us too," Naruto said aloud, which Haku blushed at. Chan and Zabuza eyed Zabuza but let it slide. Needless to say, Zabuza and Haku reached an understanding with Itachi and Kakashi. When they left, Zabuza and Haku would go back to the leaf with them and enter the ranks of ninja in Konoha. In the meantime, though, Zabuza was to teach Naruto Kenjutsu, which he hastily agreed. Zabuza wanted to teach the son of the man that taught him. Also, helping Naruto to become a great ninja would be an added bonus. End flashback. Naruto pulled back, stunned at what just happened. "Haku-chan, why did you just kiss me? I'm not saying I didn't like it, but why?" asked a perplexed Naruto. Haku grinned at this and gave Naruto a quick peck on the lips. "Well, you see Naruto-kun, I have really liked you for quite a while, and with you being so dense about girls, no offense, I figured I would have to make a move," Haku told Naruto with a smile as they started to hug and she rested her head on Naruto's chest. Naruto smiled and nodded. "Well Haku-chan, I really like you too. Although we will have to talk about something. I hope you don't get mad at me," Naruto told Haku while releasing the hug but grabbed her hand. Haku blushed at this and nodded. "Sure Naruto-kun, but can we talk when we get to your village?" asked Haku. "Sure Haku-chan," Naruto said while leading them both out of the door. When Haku and Naruto got out of the house, they had the approving looks of all the people they came to love and know. "Kami sakes, it's about time you two got together," was Itachi, Kakashi, Tsunami, Zabuza, and Tazuna reply when they saw them holding hands. This made Haku and Naruto both to blush. "Alright guys, thank for the approving of us, but can we get heading to the village? I really want to see my Gigi," Naruto told everyone and everybody nodded. Tazuna locked up the door and they all started off to the bridge that was made with the help of all of Naruto's clones. Hey Ki-chan, I hope you don't get mad. I know how you feel about me and if you would have it. Would it be possible for me to have a relationship with you and Haku? Asked Naruto, hoping she didn't yell at him. Kyome squealed in joy. Finally the boy she found out she loved was making his move. Naru-kun, finally you made a move on me. I was starting to think nothing would ever happen, but in the case of having two relationships, I would never allow you to have another relationship, but seeing as how you are going to more than likely have to marry many women because you're heir to two clans, and since I like Haku because she really cares about my Naru-kun, I'm fine with her. Oh yes, Naru-kun, not to be the mood killer but that crazy hard dojutsu that you wanted. It's finally finished. I'm happy to say it's a beauty, but I'm sorry to say that I couldn't change how you get it. You have to be under extreme stress, or have a near-death experience. Finished Kyome, beaming that Naruto finally asked her out. That fine Ki-chan. Thank you for finishing the dojutsu, I know that it was very hard. I'm also glad we're finally together. I've liked you for a very long time. Naruto told Kyome and continued to walk. Time skipped 3 days. With civilians going with the group of ninja Tazuna, Tsunami, and Inari, they couldn't run to the village. That of course was perfectly fine for the new couple as they got to know each other even more. They spent hours together at night talking to each other, they wanting to get to know each other on a better level. Naruto holding Haku's hand, Itachi holding Tsunami's hand, Kakashi, Tazuna, Zabuza, and Inari all walked up to the village gate. Hey wow Kakashi, Itachi, and no the demon brat. What the hell? Can't you just die you fucking demon? Both guards said aloud but were cut off when the blonde 11-year-old walked up to both of them and started to speak. Ha ha ha, I suggest you hold your tongue. If you don't I'll simply have to kill you. I'm sure my Jiji the Hokage still has the law where if you call me a demon you are to be killed instantly. Am I correct? Naruto said as he appeared behind one of the Chunin guards holding a kunai to his throat. Maybe I should kill you? Then again it would be back since I'm just coming back to the village. I've made up my mind. I'll knock you out and the other guard can simply watch. Naruto said as he appeared in front of the Chunin guard who insulted him first and rammed his fist into his stomach. The Chunin toppled over, landing on the ground clearly unconscious. Now if you don't mind I'm going to go see my Jiji. With that the entire group walked past the knocked out Chunin and the still conscious Chunin. All of the members had shocked looks on their faces. Not even Itachi and Kakashi had seen that speed before, they simply couldn't follow it. This should be fun. I get to see my Jiji, I have 2 beautiful girlfriends, and I'm finally back in the village I love. Even if they despise my very existence. Naruto thought to himself as he and the group walked to the Hokage tower while Naruto took hold of Haku's hand, who was blushing from the contact, but angry at the glares they got from the villagers. This should be fun. I get to see my Jiji, I have 2 beautiful girlfriends, and I'm finally back in the village I love. Even if they despise my very existence. Naruto thought to himself as he and the group walked to the Hokage tower while Naruto took hold of Haku's hand, who was blushing from the contact, but angry at the glares they got from the villagers. As the group entered the Hokage tower waiting for the receptionist to allow them to enter, but Naruto didn't like waiting and entered the room. Hey Jiji, what's up, how ya been? Naruto exclaimed happily as he took in the form of his grandfather as the rest of their group grinned at the blonde and entered the room. Wow, Naruto-kun, is that you? You've grown quite a lot. Now then Naruto, who is this lovely woman that is hold your hand? Also why do you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more people than you had when you set out? Asked a curious Sarutobi. Well Jiji, this is Haku, Zabuza, Tsunami, Inari, and Tazuna. Itachi and Tsunami are dating and her family went with us. They come from Wave Country, they're civilians so no need to fret. Naruto told his grandfather. Hokage-sama, these are 2 missing ninjas from the village hidden in the mist. Itachi said. Actually Hokage-sama, I am a missing nin from mist. My daughter though is not. I trained her as a shinobi after we left the village. Zabuza told the Hokage. Oh I see. So Zabuza Momochi, I'm guessing? If that is so I can take your daughter, but please why should I allow you to enter my village? No offense but it could start a war with mist. Hokage-sama, if I am not allowed to join please allow my daughter to. I understand that I am a missing nin, but I would very much like to come here and live with my daughter and my Oto-Oto. Zabuza stated, trying to stay. Ah, So Naruto-kun, you have gotten another brother. Very well, it means that much to you. Then I have no other choice but to let you live here. If Naruto means that much to you, then you can stay. Only if you abide by the rules of the village though. Sarutobi said while smiling at Naruto. Of course Hokage-sama. I'll abide by all the rules this village has. Also, I would like to continue training Naruto. If that is all right, Zabuza asked. Zabuza-san, you can continue training him after school. Naruto, you will be enrolling in the academy for the next year. Also, if you would like to be a ninja, then you will have to join also. Sarutobi told them. Gigi, I'll go, but only if when I graduate Chan and I are on the same team. No matter what, Naruto said, standing his ground. Well, Hokage-sama, it would be an honor to join the Leaf. I must agree with Naru-kun. I would like assurance that he and I will be on the same team. Haku said, smiling at the blonde. Blonde smiled right back. The Hokage smiled at their antics. Ah, young love, so many fond memories. Yes Haku, you have my word that you two shall be on the same team. Also Naruto, I believe that you know all about your heritage. So you'll be moving into your clan compound. Sarutobi told his grandson. Awesome Gigi. Oh hey Gigi, would it be alright if Zabuza Nichan and Haku-chan can and lived with me? Sign, they don't have a place to live, that is. Naruto asked Sarutobi. Well Naruto, I don't see a problem with it. So that will be up to Zabuza and Haku. You are all dismissed besides Itachi, Zabuza, Kakashi and Naruto. The Hokage stated. Itachi and Naruto made clones to escort their loved ones to their respective homes. For Naruto, it was his clan compound where he would begin unsealing everything. For Itachi, it was the Uchiha's clan compound. Okay, now Kakashi. Where exactly would you rate Naruto on his skills? The Hokage asked. Itachi, Kakashi, and Zabuza started to laugh. Until Kakashi spoke up, catching his breath. Well Hokage-sama, to be honest, I don't even know where to rank him. He is stronger than I, Itachi, and Zabuza. I'm not going to lie to you Hokage-sama, he beat us 3-1. Easily, if I might add, Kakashi told the Hokage. What the hell? What do you mean he beat to 3-1? You are all Junin elites. How the hell did Naruto beat you all? The Hokage asked, surprised and outraged at the lie. Gigi. Please do not interrupt Kakashi Nichan again. Naruto asked his grandfather politely. The Hokage nodded his head, waiting for Kakashi to continue. Well Hokage-sama, I'll list off his skills. Alright, now believe me, he is absolutely incredible. Kakashi told the Hokage. Alright, Taijutsu. Thinking Anbu level. Kenjutsu. Above Anbu level. We're not sure exactly where though. He can keep up with Zabuza and that's saying a lot. Ninjutsu. Sanin level. Our Otouto is freak of nature when it comes to ninjutsu. Genjutsu. High Chunin. Chakra control. Anbu level. Chakra reserves. Some like 2 cages. Speed. Hokage-sama, Naruto is so fast that Itachi's Sharingan has a hard time keeping up. Strength. Somewhere around Anbu. Now Hokage-sama, before you go asking question like, how did this happen? Or what have you guys been teaching him? Just listen, everything comes naturally to Naruto. No matter what, he just can't be slowed down in progress to master something. Kakashi finished. The Hokage just sat there shocked. How the fuck? Naruto-kun, what the hell? How the? Sarutobi spluttered out. Well Gigi, I'm coming for my relative's head. Naruto exclaimed happily, then realized he said something that he shouldn't have. Naruto-kun, what do you mean by relatives? You have Minato, your father. You're not related to me, so that means. Oh shit Naruto, how the hell do you know you're a senju? Gigi Ki-chan gave me a dojutsu that is basically a better version of the Sharingan. It allows me to react quicker, see things faster, I can see far away or up close, and finally it allows me to copy Kekkai Genkei. Well anyways, when Ki-chan was working on my genetics for this dojutsu, she came across something that looked oddly familiar to her. So she started to analyze it and realized it was the first Hokage's Kekkai Genkei, and since I am the only other shinobi who has gotten this Kekkai Genkei that we know of, Ki-chan assumed that I must be a senju somehow. Naruto told Sarutobi while everybody stared at him, surprised to have another senju in their midst. Oh well then Naruto, what the fuck? How do you have all this stuff? Could we possibly see your Kekkai Genkei and then your dojutsu? Everybody said at the same time. I'm sorry everybody, but I haven't activated my dojutsu yet. I need to be under a near-death situation or a very stressful environment, but I can show you a little of the wood release Kekai Genkei. Naruto told everybody. Naruto took out a seed and began to focus chakra into it. The seed took shape into a beautiful rose. See guys? I'm not very proficient at it since I just got it about 2 months ago, but I'm getting better. Naruto told everyone. They all nodded. Alright everybody, then you dismissed. Naruto-kun, you're going to school tomorrow, so get there by 7 am. Also here is your address to get to your new home. Sarutobi told Naruto while handing him the note that gave the address. Naruto thanked the Hokage and walked out. As they left, Naruto and Zabuza went to the clan compound where they could see Haku and a Naruto clone sitting in front of the gates. They were surrounded by villagers. What the hell, demon? Aren't you supposed to be dead? Who's this demon whore you got with you? She's cute, maybe we could have some fun with her, said a man in the group while everybody agreed and looked hungrily at Haku. Naruto was beyond pissed and appeared in front of Haku while dispelling his clone. Naruto looked back at Haku and said, "We'll discuss what you and my clone talked about and did later." Naruto told Haku. Haku blushed but nodded. Everybody looked downright pissed to see that the demon was there. "Listen you demon brat, hand over you slut so we can rape her already, I don't have all day," another random villager said to Naruto. Naruto got downright pissed from the audacity of these villagers. Naruto was about to attack until he clutched his eyes and kneeled to the ground screaming in agony. Everybody was scared out of their mind for why he was screaming but started to smile. Serves him right, that stupid demon, forget the girl so we can have our fun while he watches, a couple of villagers said while rushing at Haku. They were all stopped when Naruto got up, opened his eyes. They were bleeding and had change. The eye itself was pure white, with a pupil that looked pure black as if you were staring into eternal darkness. There were commas that were there and they circled his pupil. Naruto started to talk with a deep cold voice. "You're all dead. You threatened me fine, but when you threaten my girlfriend, I'll fucking kill you," Naruto said while all the villagers scoffed and laughed. "Like the weak-ass demon brat could kill us. We're Chunin. What the hell are you going to do?" a now proclaimed Chunin said. Naruto didn't say anything. He simply lifted his hand and talked in his mind, "Wind style. Divine wind spear." A spear of wind moving so fast nobody could notice impaled the Chunin that spoke in the heart. The Chunin had died instantly. Everybody looked at the now dead Chunin slumped on the ground, blood rushing through his chest. The villagers were pissed that the demon would fight back. "That's it, kill him then rape the whore." A Chunin this time spoke. "Wow, you are all stupid. You really are going to attack me? Well, doesn't matter, you're all going to be dead," Naruto said while unsheathing his sword. He swung his sword and a diagonal motion twice, creating an X, while speaking in his head. "Wind style. Twin dragons crossing." Naruto finished. 2 dragons came out of nowhere, formed of air. The majestic beasts crossed and heading towards their targets they crossed again, while impacting the ground. The dragons disappeared, killing everyone that was there. Zabuza came up. "Hey, nice job kid. I'm proud of you sticking up for my daughter and your girlfriend. I'll talk to the Hokage and explain all of this, don't worry about it," Zabuza told Naruto while Haku jumped on his and started to hug him with all her force. Naruto returned the hug while still clutching his sword. Naruto deactivated his dojutsu while smiling. Naruto released Haku. "Haku, I need my body back. I have to cut my thumb for this blood seal," Naruto told Haku. Naruto didn't expect Haku to grab his sword free hand and put his thumb in her mouth. Haku bit his thumb while licking and giving some suction. Naruto couldn't help himself from getting a hard-on. He let out a small moan that was inaudible to anybody but him and Haku. Haku smirked and released his thumb. Haku leaned up to Naruto's ear and whispered, "See, now you don't have to cut your life. Also, I heard that little moan, and what's poking my leg, Naruto-kun?" Haku cooed out, but Naruto kept his cool, put his thumb to the blood seal and the locked glowed and allowed entrance. "Naruto, what the hell? I said I gave you my approval, yes, but that doesn't mean she can suck your thumb, you ally, in front of me." Zabuza spoke, pissed off and taking his sword off his back. Naruto, seeing Haku wouldn't let go, decided to pick her up. Naruto picked up Haku bridal style and ran off, not before Zabuza already entered the compound, and Naruto locked the gate again by putting blood over the seal. Naruto ran off to the clan head home with speeds Zabuza had never seen. Naruto quickly placed his thumb on the blood seal of the door of the main household. The seal glowed then disappeared, allowing entrance. Naruto ran in while creating some more clones. Okay guys, since go explore the home. I need to talk to Miss Touchy about something very important, Naruto said while the clones smiled and nodded. Okay, come on Naru-kun, I could feel you poking my leg. I must say though I didn't expect something like that to touch my leg, Haku said while blushing. Naruto blushed as well while leading her to the living room that was right off the entrance to the home. As they sat down, Zabuza busted him shut the door and walked over to Naruto. Zabuza Nichan, before you go crazy, could you leave Haku-chan and I alone for a little while? I need to tell her something very important about myself. The thing I told you when you asked about the seal. Naruto told Zabuza when his eyes went wide and he nodded. Okay Naruto, and if she means that much to you, then I have no choice but to allow to be in the same room, but that doesn't you two can do anything inappropriate. Zabuza told them while walking out of the room. Haku and Naruto blushed again. Haku, I thank you for your compliment, at least I think it was a compliment anyways. What you and my clone did I'm not against, but please don't make out with my clone, do it to me at least, then I get the first-hand feeling. Secondly, I need to talk about our relationship and I need to know if you'll wait until I'm done talking to speak. Naruto asked Haku. Haku nodded, so Naruto continued to speak. Naruto told her everything about how he had gotten Kyome sealed inside of him, why the villagers are the way they are, how he and Kyome met, how they were now. So Haku-chan, I was wondering, would it be okay if I had a relationship with you and Ki-chan? Naruto asked, hoping for the best and hoping she still liked him. Haku burst out in tears. Oh, I see Haku-chan. I understand that you don't like me anymore, you can go. I won't bother you anymore, Naruto said with tears streaming down his face. Haku looked up bewildered at what he said. Haku got up and glomped Naruto. Naru-kun, I'm fine with you have another girlfriend. As long as she cares for you, but I have to approve first and then Kyome has to improve. I know all about CRA and what it does. So I knew this would happen when I found out your name, Namikaze. Also Naru-kun, I couldn't hate you. You aren't a demon and apparently neither is Kyome from what you tell me how she was manipulated. One more thing, I don't like you, Haku said while Naruto had stopped crying until he heard the last part where he broke to pieces. What, Haku-chan, why don't you like me? I thought you just said I wasn't a demon, Naruto said, losing himself to his emotions. Haku hugged Naruto with all her might. You dumb baka, you didn't allow me to finish. I don't like you. I love you, Haku stuttered out, hoping that Naruto would feel that same way. Naruto hugged her even harder than she had hugged him. Haku-chan, I love you too, Naruto said while passionately kissing Haku. Haku was surprised at first but soon started to give back, deepening the kiss. After they had broken the kiss, Haku started to speak. Naru-kun, could I meet Ki-chan? I think it would be a good idea for us to meet since we're sharing you, Haku asked while Naruto seemed distracted. Naruto, did you hear me? Haku asked. Oh sorry Haku-chan. I was talking to Ki-chan, she said she would love to meet you, Naruto said while putting his hands on Haku's head and meditating, bringing her into his mindscape. Naruto led Haku to Kyome's prison. Naruto walked through the bars with Haku. Ki-chan, we're here, Naruto said right before he was glomped by Kyome, who kissed him on the lips. Naru-kun, that's not fair, she got the first kiss. I should give something else first, Kyome told Naruto with a glint in her eye. Naruto blushed and started to speak. Ki-chan, stop being a pervert. Man, I should really change your cell, Naruto said. The dark sewer turned into a wild forest with a clearing at the middle of it. The forest had all types of animals in it. Owls, bears, wolves, mice, birds, and finally baby foxes. Haku and Kyome were stunned. Kyome started to kiss Naruto harder. In between kisses she spoke. Thank you Naru-kun, so much, I love you, Kyome told Naruto. After the kissing he got up and spoke. You're welcome Ki-chan, but I would you to meet Haku-chan. Haku-chan, meet Ki-chan. Naruto introduced them. They both said hello and talked for a good hour, laughing and talking about things they wanted to do to Naruto. Naruto had heard some of this and blushed but continued to walk behind them. They had explored Ki-chan's new homes. After another hour they said their goodbyes and left. Bye Ki-chan, I'll talk to you soon. Naruto gave her a kiss and grabbed Haku and left. 11 p.m. Well, now that was fun. Did you enjoy your time Haku-chan? Naruto asked Haku while he dispelled his clones who had been training. Naruto got some new jutsus and learned the layout of the house. Yes, I did, Naruto-kun. Haku answered while grabbing his hand following him. Naruto led them up to the master bedroom. As Haku and Naruto entered, they didn't even look around, just went right over to the bed. Naruto stripped down to his boxers, which caused Haku to blush, and then Haku took off her pants, which Naruto blushed at. They climbed into bed and held each other. Haku separated from Naruto and turned over so her stomach was down on the bed and had an elbow propped up while her other hand searched for something. Haku found her mark and gasped at how big Naruto felt in her hand. Haku gently started to stroke him. Naruto shivered at her touch but let out a moan when Haku started to stroke his manhood. Naruto-kun, can we have some fun? Please? Haku asked Naruto while she kept stroking him, getting his manhood hard. Haku-chan, please. We're 11 and 12, we shouldn't be doing this. Naruto stated as a hitch caught in his throat. Yeah, but Naruto-kun, I've liked you for so long. Can't I just show my love and dedication to you tonight? I know you like it and you definitely don't feel like an 11-year-old. Come on, Naruto-kun, you're so hard in my hand, just let me finish you off. Haku asked. Naruto wasn't going to let this happen, not tonight. Naruto grabbed Haku's hand and pulled it out of his boxers. Haku pouted. Haku-chan, I can't let you do that. Not tonight. I love you too, but we have only been dating for a week or so and we're young. Naruto told Haku while breathing heavily, trying to contain his lust. Naruto-kun, age doesn't matter, we love each other, right? So why can't I show my love? Let me show how much I really care for you. You don't have to do it back, just let me show you. Haku told Naruto while trying to snake her hand back into his pants. Naruto grabbed her hand again and flipped over so his stomach was on the bed. Haku-chan, no. If you were to pleasure me, I would want to pleasure you. So stop, we're 11 and 12, we have school tomorrow, please go to sleep. Naruto told her. Fine. Naruto-kun, you win, but what are you going to do with your heart on? It's not like something that big is going to go away for a while. Haku said. Naruto looked at her and spoke. Haku-chan, all deal. Now please go to bed. Naruto told Haku while he leaned over and kissed her passionately, which caused Haku to moan into the kiss. Naruto separated and went to bed, laying on his stomach so she couldn't reach him. Haku pouted but finally gave up. Fine, Naruto-kun, good night, my love. Haku told Naruto. Thank you, Haku-chan. I love you, good night. Naruto told Haku. With this, the young couple went to sleep. While Haku thought of what she was going to do when she woke up earlier than him, and Naruto thought about how the next day would be and who he would meet. Naruto had woken up to a very pleasurable feeling in his lower groin. It was warm, wet, soft, and felt amazing to him. Naruto wondered what it was until he opened his eyes and saw Haku wasn't there, and there was a mound under the blankets near his lap. Naruto pulled back the covers and saw Haku bobbing up and down on his manhood. Naruto was shocked to say the least. Haku-chan. What are you doing? Naruto said out loud as he grabbed Haku's head and pulled it off of his lap with an audible pop from the suction Haku was applying. Haku was happy in the beginning when she realized that Naruto woke up, but was quickly disappointed. Naruto-kun, let me finish. I was enjoying myself. I could tell you were enjoying it too. Haku responded as she kissed Naruto on the lips. Naruto was surprised to have woken up to this, but was even more surprised to have been told that Haku had been enjoying herself. Naruto responded to the kiss, returning it eagerly. They broke the kiss when the need for air became too great. Haku-chan, why were you sucking me off? I told you no. I don't want to get killed by Zabuza Nichan. I'm not going to lie to you though. That felt amazing. Have you ever done that before? Naruto asked Haku, hoping that he would be the first to get such treatments. Haku smiled and blushed at the praise. No, Naruto-kun. I have never done that before. I was hoping you would be my first for everything, and if you would just allow me to continue, I'm sure you'll feel much better. Haku told Naruto seductively. Naruto was scared out of his mind. He didn't want to get killed by Zabuza for corrupting his daughter. Haku-chan, please don't get me wrong, great way to wake up, but please, we have school, and not that I don't want you to finish, but I don't think we should be doing that. At least yet, we're young and have only been dating for a week or so. Okay, is that alright? Naruto asked Haku while blushing at the thought of waking up every morning to something like this. Haku was sad that he didn't want to advance farther than just kissing yet, but understood. Fine Naruto-kun, I'll respect your wishes for now. I would suggest you get ready though. We need to get to the academy in 30 minutes, I think? Haku told her boyfriend. Naruto got up, grabbed boxers, a shirt, pants, and a towel, ran to the bathroom to grab a quick shower. While Haku was still sitting on the bed thinking about how to corrupt her favorite blonde, Naruto set everything on the counter and then realized he wasn't wearing anything. What the hell? How did Haku-chan manage to get my boxers off? Naruto thought as he turned on the hot water and made his way into the shower. Well, Naruto-kun, that would be me. Kiyomi stated proudly. I noticed her trying to take off your boxers and decided to let her to give you a little wake-up present. I clouded your senses so you wouldn't notice. Kiyomi told Naruto. Ki-chan, I never knew this, but you're a pervert. Naruto exclaimed to Kiyomi. Yeah, well, Naruto-kun, that may be true, but your body really seemed to enjoy it. Now you may want to hurry 20 minutes before the academy starts. Kiyomi told Naruto with a perverted grin on her face. Naruto ended quickly. He ran out of the shower, dried off, threw his clothes on and grabbed his sword from his bedroom. Naruto had named the sword Hineru Ryu. I think it means twisting dragon. Naruto then ran into the living room where he saw Zabuza, who was pissed off, and Haku, who had a smirk. Hi Zabuza Nichan. Hey Haku-chan, we need to go now. Naruto told Haku. Zabuza erupted when he saw Naruto. What the fuck, Naruto? I take you under my wing, teach you kenjutsu, and then treat you like my little brother, and you then go behind my back and let my daughter suck your. Zabuza exploded while Naruto looked fearful and Haku just looked sad. Oh shit, was all Naruto could say. Naruto ran over to Haku and promptly shunshined the hell out. Naruto shunshined them to the academy. Naruto had remembered this place back when he was a little kid. He had met a little girl near here named Hinata. He had saved her from a couple of bullies and they had become fast friends, although she was shy and stuttered a lot. Haku-chan, we're going to talk why you told Zabuza what you did while I was sleeping. Naruto said with a betrayed tone in his voice. No, Naruto-kun. All I asked was for some pointers on He asked why and then I told him. I didn't think he would get that angry. Haku told Naruto while Naruto was blushing like a madman from the word. Fine Haku-chan, I'll let it slide, Naruto said with a smile when he grabbed her hand and made their way to the classroom. The class had already started and Iruka was already getting roll call started. Sakura, Iruka called out. Here, Sakura replied. Sasuke, Iruka called out. HN, Sasuke grunted his attendance. Hinata, Iruka called out. He here, came Hinata's reply. Naruto and Haku had walked in when Iruka had given roll call and he had heard Hinata's name. Hey, what's up Hinata-chan? Naruto called out as he entered the room. Everybody immediately turned their gazes to the couple holding hands. Who are you? Iruka asked. Oh sorry, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, and this is Haku Momochi. We're new students here. Nice to meet you. Naruto told Iruka. Everybody's looked at the new pair with different things in mind. Wow, he's really cute. Ino thought. It Naruto-kun. Where has he been for 6 years now? Was Hinata's response while she blushed remembering what Naruto called her. So that's Naruto Uzumaki. Huh, I'm not impressed, he looks like a pathetic weakling. Was Sasuke's thought. Wow, what's up with him? He's really attractive, more so than Sasuke-kun. Iruka looked everything over and welcomed them to the class. Hi, Naruto, Haku, would you two like to introduce yourselves and tell us a little about yourselves? Iruka asked. Naruto and Haku stepped up. Haku went first. Hi, I'm Haku Momochi. I like training, Naruto-kun, my father, Itachi and Kakashi Nichan. Haku said as she stepped back waiting for Naruto. Naruto next up started to speak. Hi, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I like training, Haku-chan, Zabuza, Itachi, and Kakashi Nichan. My dream is to become Hokage so I can protect all those precious to me and make my father proud. Naruto told the class. Nice Naruto. You and Haku can go and sit by Hinata, she has 2 empty seats next to each other. Iruka told Naruto and Haku. Naruto looked very happy as he sat next to Hinata and Haku sat next to him. Hey Hinata-chan, long time no see huh? Naruto told Hinata. Hinata almost fainted. Naruto-kun, how are you? I haven't seen you since the day you left to go home from the playground 6 years ago. Hinata asked a bit sadly. Oh, I'm so sorry Hina-chan, I should have tried to send a message to you. I have been training for the last 6 years. I'll tell you all about it later, okay? Naruto asked Hinata, realizing his little nickname for her. Hinata blushed furiously, which went unnoticed by Naruto but not Haku. Hi Hinata, I'm Haku. I'm Naruto-kun's girlfriend, well, one of them. Haku told Hinata, hoping she would back off a little. Naruto-kun is finally back and he has multiple girlfriends. Maybe I could be one. Were Hinata's thoughts. It's nice to meet you, Haku. Hinata replied with a smile on her face. Naruto smiled, thinking they were getting along. Where Haku was being territorial of her boyfriend and Hinata was approaching her territory. Time skip 1 hour. Alright class, we're going outside to take a taste on projectiles, speed, and taijutsu. Iruka told the class. As the class was heading outside, Hinata, Haku, and Naruto were walking together. Okay Haku-chan, don't use anything that would make you seem too powerful. I don't want people afraid of us. Hina-chan, I'll explain later. Naruto told Haku and Hinata, to which they both just nodded. Projectile test. Ino, you're first. Iruka said. Ino got 3 out of 5 kunai on the target, none hitting the bullseye, and 3 out of 5 shuriken but none hitting the bullseye. Good job Ino. Nice improvement. Iruka encouraged Ino. Sakura, Iruka called out. Sakura got 4 kunai and 4 shuriken hit the dummy. Though none hit the bullseye. Sakura, you improved too, nice job, Iruka told her. Hinata, you're up, Iruka told her. Hinata got 5 kunai and 4 shuriken onto the target. 2 of each weapon hitting the bullseye. Wow Hinata, very nice job. Glad to see you improving as well, Iruka told her. Haku, come on up, Iruka called out. Haku got 5 kunai that hit the target, 5 in the bullseye and 4 shuriken with 3 shuriken in the bullseye. Wow, very nice work Haku, Iruka said. Sasuke, Iruka called out. Sasuke went up and threw all the kunai at once, 5 of them hit 5 in the bullseye. He did the same with the shuriken of them hit 4 in the bullseye. Nice job as always Sasuke. Naruto Uzumaki, you're up, Iruka called out. Good luck Dobi. You won't be able to beat me. I'm an Uchiha, Sasuke said arrogantly while walking past him. Naruto couldn't help but laugh. What Dobi? You dare laugh at a Uchiha? Sasuke yelled out. Naruto just continued to walk. Naruto casually looked to Haku and Hinata. Naruto smiled, giving a foxy grin, getting a blush from both girls. Naruto picked up his kunai in one hand and shuriken in the other. Naruto stared at Hinata and Haku, giving a smirk and throwing them all. Everybody was stunned, while Haku and Naruto just smiled and laughed a little. Vivir, very nice work Naruto, 5 out of 5 kunai hit. 5 bullseye as well as the shuriken. The last people who hit that was the 4th Hokage and Itachi Uchiha. Iruka said, stunned at his skills. Naruto gave a smile at Iruka, then Sasuke. Sasuke, you shouldn't be arrogant. There's always going to be somebody better than you, Naruto told Sasuke with a smile as he walked towards Hinata and Haku, who were smiling at him. What did you say? I'm an Uchiha. I'll beat you and your 2 sluts to a pulp. Sasuke yelled as he ran towards Naruto with his fist cocked back. Naruto simply looked back with anger on his face and disappeared, only to reappear behind Sasuke. Naruto promptly swept Sasuke's legs out from under him and kicked him in the solar plexus, knocking him out. Naruto continued to walk over to Hinata and Haku with a slight smile on his face. Everybody's jaw dropped at his speed and power. Hey, Naruto, why did you do that? Better question, how did you do that? He's the strongest kid in the class, Sakura and Ino asked. Well, you see, it's a secret, Naruto told Sakura and Ino calmly. While Naruto reached Haku and Hinata. Wow, Naruto is hot, Sakura and Ino both said aloud on accident. Realizing their mistake, they clamped their hands over their mouth. Naruto looked back at them. Well, thank you. You two are both cute, Naruto said with a smile, making the 2 girls blush. Hey Naruto-kun, I'm right here, and so is Hinata, Haku told Naruto with an angry expression on her face. I'm sorry Haku-chan, I was just returning a compliment. You and Hinata are both beautiful, so no need to get angry, Naruto told Hinata and Haku, to which they blushed. Alright class, since Sasuke is knocked out, I'll take him to the hospital. Everybody is dismissed early. Oh, and Naruto, thank you. He was getting on my nerves, Iruka said with a smile on his face. No problem Iruka-sensei. Naruto replied with a wave of his hand. While Iruka shunshined to the hospital. Everybody was cheering for their day off except for Naruto, who was thinking of what to do with the time off. Well, what do you two beautiful girls want to do now? Oh wait, Hinata, I got to show you my house. Naruto exclaimed as he grabbed Hinata by her waist and Haku by hers and shunshined back to his house. They arrived inside the living room where he released his grip on their waists. Well, Naruto. You're back, good, we can have a chat about what you and Haku did this morning. Zabuza said from the shadows with angry in his voice. Naruto remained calm on the outside, but was shaking on the inside. Zabuza Nichan later, I have a guest that I was very good friends with before I left. Haku and I will speak to you later. Naruto said, not allowing any room for argument. Zabuza sighed and nodded. Fine Naruto, but I want to know what happened and why Haku wants to know about. UGHHH, well, we'll talk later. Zabuza said awkwardly. Naruto and Haku nodded with a blush. Hey Naruto-kun, where are we? This seems very expensive and I thought you were training? Hinata asked, hoping he didn't lie to her. Well, you see Hinata, I'm a clan heir to two different clans. First the Uzumaki and secondly the Namikaze. Naruto told her. Hinata was shocked. Wait, what? There's no way. Naruto-kun, I'll talk to you later. I need to speak with my father. Hinata said as she ran out the front door. Wow, what's with her? I thought we were friends. Why would she just randomly leave? Naruto asked out loud. Now that she's gone, what were you two doing upstairs in the morning? Zabuza asked. Okay Tucson, it wasn't Naruto-kun's fault. He was asleep and I well noticed a tent under his covers, and decided to help him with it. As soon as Naruto-kun woke up though, he took his thing out of my mouth and asked what I was doing. He went on to explain we were too young for things like that and we have only been dating for a week. It was my fault. Haku said, embarrassed she had to tell her Tucson of all people. Zabuza looked shocked then angry. What the hell Naruto? Is she not good enough for you? Are you gay? Any guy who has a woman in his life that would voluntarily suck him off, when he's asleep no less, should be praised. Seriously Naruto, are you gay? Zabuza asked Naruto curiously. Naruto looked shocked then shook with anger. What the fuck? Why am I gay? Just because I don't want to progress too far into a relationship when we're 11 and 12? Do I like Haku? Yes. Hell, I love her, but come on, we're fucking 11 and 12, on top of it we have been dating for a week and a half. Naruto said with complete anger at his accusation. Haku was slightly surprised and started to cry. She ran upstairs. See what you did? Go upstairs and apologize to my daughter. If she wants to do anything you better let her, or I swear. Zabuza told Naruto. Are you what, Zabuza Nichan? You really going to hurt me and make your daughter cry even more? Naruto asked, smirking inwardly. Zabuza just stood there. Okay, good cover. Now get your ass upstairs, Zabuza told Naruto. Naruto hightailed it up the stairs and found her in their bedroom under the covers on the bed. Haku-chan, what's the matter? Is it something I said? Naruto asked, worried about his girlfriend. Haku looked up and smiled. Come here Naruto-kun, Haku commanded. Naruto simply obeyed and sat down next to his girlfriend. Under the covers. I want to cuddle, Haku commanded of Naruto. Naruto once again obeyed. Naruto stripped down to his boxers and slid under the covers right next to Haku. Haku wrapped her arms around him and just laid there thinking for a couple minutes. Naruto-kun, do you really love me? Haku asked weirdly. Naruto was taken aback by the question, then remembered. He had proclaimed it to Zabuza, more importantly her dad. Shit, fuck, stupid, stupid, stupid. Naruto berated himself in thought. Well Haku-chan, I have already told you I loved you, but let me say that I honestly with all my heart truly believe I love you. You're sweet, caring, smart, compassionate, deadly, and hot. What's not to love? Naruto asked with a foxy grin. Well Naruto-kun, I believe I love you too. I just guess that hearing you say that set me off or something. I mean saying it to my father figure. Nobody has ever shown any real emotion around me, sorry for overreacting. Haku told Naruto, asked then turned curious. Hey Naruto-kun, why won't you let me do anything for you? I want a real reason. Not we're too young bullshit. Haku asked Naruto. Well Haku-chan, I just think that we should get along farther in our relationship. I'm not saying that what you did didn't feel fantastic, but I would like to wait for that. If you don't mind, Naruto told Haku. Naruto-kun. Fine, I'll wait, but not for much longer. Okay? I want to show my love to you. In more passionate and intimate way. Haku said seductively while he rubbed his manhood under the covers. Naruto just sat there enjoying the pleasure that washed over him from her touch. Haku-chan, please stop. Naruto begged Haku. Haku nodded and took her hand from his lump. Well, Haku-chan, I was wondering. How is it? I mean, is it big? Naruto asked, embarrassed. Haku giggled and blushed. Naru-kun, do you not know what it looks like or something? To answer that question though, it is very big, thick, and hard. Haku told him shyly. Naruto blushed but let out a sigh of relief. Thanks Haku-chan. I didn't know how anything compared. Let's get some sleep though. I know it's early, but I'm kinda tired. Naruto told Haku, which she just nodded. Haku and Naruto snuggled next to each other and fell asleep. Naruto woke up rubbing the sleep from his eyes. Oh great, this just gets harder every morning. Naruto thought to himself. Haku had her arms wrapped firmly around Naruto's chest as if hanging on for dear life. After a few minutes, Naruto somehow managed to get free from his girlfriend's grasp. He went around the room grabbing his clothes he would need. After Naruto had gathered all of his clothes, he went to grab a shower to get ready for the upcoming day. Naruto entered the bathroom that was attached to his bedroom and turned on the shower. Hey Ki-chan, you up? I wanted to ask you a few things. Naruto asked as he stepped into the shower. Yes Naru-kun, I'm up. You looking forward to today? Kiyomi asked Naruto. Yeah, I am Ki-chan. I just can't believe that it's only been a couple weeks since the academy started. Hina-chan and I have gotten a lot closer, but still hasn't told me what was up when she left the house. Naruto told Kiyomi. Naru-kun, I wish you good luck today. You need to hurry up though, Haku still needs to take a shower. Kiyomi told Naruto. Yeah, I know. I'll talk to you later Ki-chan. Naruto said as Kiyomi cut the connection. Naruto quickly finished up in the shower. He grabbed his towel and dried himself off. Naruto got dressed and stepped out of the bathroom, putting Hineru Ryu on his back. Haku-chan, wake up. You need to get ready for the academy. Naruto said gently. Haku just smiled at his voice subconsciously. I know exactly how to wake Haku-chan up. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto bent over and gave Haku his passionate kiss. Needless to say, Haku woke right up. After they broke apart. Naru-kun, what's up? Haku asked, slightly dazed from the kiss. Naruto smiled. Haku-chan, you need to get up and get ready. The academy starts in 20 minutes. Naruto told Haku. Haku went bug-eyed and raced out of the bed. She collected articles of clothing she would need for the day and went to grab a quick shower. Time skip 20 minutes later. Naruto and Haku walked into the academy classroom with no time to spare. Naruto looked around and noticed all of the eyes on him and Haku. Can I help you? Naruto asked out loud. Everybody visibly straightened. Well, you see, you're the new kid and you're already stronger than Sasuke. We were just trying to guess how strong you were. Kiba Inuzuka stated loudly. Well Kiba, that is a secret. Naruto said with a smirk on his face. Now if you don't mind, could you stop staring at me? Especially the girls. Oh, and Kiba, stop staring at Haku-chan, or I may have to hurt you. Naruto told Kiba within a serious tone. All the girls ignored his plea and stared at him with hunger in their eyes. Naruto and Haku walked up the steps of the classroom to sit next to Hinata. Hey Hinata, how are you? Naruto asked. Hey, are you alright? Have you been crying? Asked a worried Naruto. Naruto then noticed white medical tape wrapped around her head. Why does she have tape wrapped around her head? What could have happened? Naruto thought curiously. There was no response, just a silent sob. Naruto and Haku were worried, because during the couple of weeks they had been at the academy they only really had Hinata as a friend. They let it go, thinking that it might just be better to let her have her space. Iruka walked into the classroom smiling brightly. Hello class. Today we'll be doing a complete day of taijutsu sparring. A excited Iruka said. Most of the class groaned, except for the few that stayed quiet, which were Sasuke, Kiba, Naruto, Haku, Shino, and Hinata. They all had walked outside waiting for their turn. While Naruto and Haku noticed Hinata walking ahead of them. It seemed as if she didn't want to see them. It was Hinata's turn up. Hinata walked to the taijutsu sparring circle and didn't even look at her opponent. Iruka-sensei, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to sit out for today. Hinata told Iruka while she went to sit down, Iruka just nodded and allowed it. Time skipped 30 minutes. It was finally Naruto's turn. Haku had gone up against Ino. Needless to say, Haku won big time. Naruto Uzumaki vs Sasuke Uchiha. Iruka stated loud enough for everybody to hear. Sasuke and Naruto walked up to the ring. "You may begin," Iruka told them. "Ha ha ha, Dobi, you won't beat me. What you did last time was luck," Sasuke said arrogantly. Naruto just smirked, which sent Sasuke over the edge. "You piece of trash. I'll kill you and Itachi, you're both losers only fit to die." Naruto's smirk was lost only to be replaced with a scowl which turned into a murderous glare. Naruto disappeared only to reappear behind Sasuke. Sasuke noticed and tried to elbow Naruto in the face. Naruto grabbed the elbow, swept his legs out from under him. Sasuke couldn't get his elbow free but caught himself as he was about to hit the ground. Naruto pulled Sasuke off the ground and threw him over his back. Sasuke landed on both feet only to get a knee planted into his gut. Sasuke hunched over from the pain where he got an elbow to the back of the head, right after a knee was slammed into Sasuke's face as he was falling forward from the elbow. The knee sent Sasuke 10 feet back with him landing on his back. "What the hell is wrong with you? Itachi has been gone for 6 years. He talked about you all the time. Why is he a loser because he wasn't here for the Uchiha massacre? Itachi came back hoping that he could form a bond with you again. Help you forget your hate and anger that you surely must have been feeling, but for wanting to help his Oto you want to kill him. Why?" Naruto asked angrily. He sent out enough ki to make half the class pass out. "Ha ha ha, it's because I want to prove my strength. I need to see how strong I have become," Sasuke told Naruto while laying on the ground, blood gushing from his nose which was bent at an odd angle from the knee to his face. "Sasuke, I have news for you. You won't be able to measure up to Itachi for a long time, and for me let's just say it's even farther away," Naruto said as he turned to leave. "What? You can't be stronger than Itachi. He's a Junin. Tell me, how strong are you?" "You can't be stronger than me, I'm an Uchiha," Sasuke said in disbelief. Now Sasuke Teme, that's a secret," Naruto told Sasuke. "Iruka-sensei, I'm leaving with Haku and Hinata. If I stay I won't be able to control myself," Naruto stated. Iruka nodded, afraid of the blonde because how much ki he had flared. Naruto walked up to Hinata and offered his hand. "Come on Hina-chan, let's go train or something," Naruto told Hinata. Hinata slapped his hand away. "Stay away from me, Naru-kun," Hinata screamed viscously. Naruto stood there shocked. "Fine, I'll leave you alone for now," Naruto told her as he walked over to Haku with tears coming from his eyes. Naruto grabbed Haku and shunshined. Naruto and Haku appeared in their bedroom. "Haku-chan, why does Hina-chan hate me?" Naruto asked, confused over what just transpired. Haku was sad. She hated seeing Naruto crying. "I don't know, Naru-kun. Just give her some space, maybe something bad happened to her," Haku told Naruto. Naruto nodded and laid on their bed. "Haku-chan, I'm going to sleep, please let me sleep," Naruto asked Haku. It was Haku's turn to nod as Naruto fell right asleep. "I hope that Naru-kun will be okay. I wonder why Hinata snapped like that," Haku thought as she left the room. Time skipped 2 weeks. Naruto woke up smiling as he felt the warmth of his girlfriend on him. Need to get up to go to school. I wonder if Hina-chan has finally gotten over whatever is affecting her? Naruto thought to himself while trying to wiggle out of his girlfriend's grasp. After a couple more minutes of constant fidgeting, Naruto finally got out of her death grip. Yes, finally. That took forever, Naruto thought to himself as he ran around the room grabbing all of his clothes including Hineru Ryu. Naruto walked into bathroom after getting all of his clothes. Naruto turned on the shower. "I wonder if I should just separate Hina-chan away from people and try to get her to tell me? I'm really worried about her," Naruto said to himself as he entered the shower. "Naru-kun, I just wanted to tell you that I feel like something is going to hurt you today. Just a gut feeling anyways, gotta go back to sleep. Working on your genetics took a lot out of me," Kyome told Naruto, cutting the connection before he could speak. "Well, that was weird," Naruto talked to himself. After 10 minutes he stepped out of the shower, ready and awake. Naruto dried himself off and started to get dressed. After he was done he strapped Hineru Ryu to his back. Naruto walked out of the bathroom. Naruto smiled looking at his sleeping girlfriend. She looks so beautiful and peaceful sleeping, Naruto said to himself as he leaned down and kissed Haku. It had become a routine for Naruto to take a shower, come out and then wake Haku up with a kiss. Good morning Naru-kun, Haku said groggily. Good morning to you too. So Haku, you need to get up, school is in 20 minutes like usual. Naruto told Haku. Haku got up, quickly took a shower and got dressed. Time skipped 15 minutes. Naruto and Haku walked into the classroom slightly early. Naruto spotted Hinata and frowned. Ever since that day a couple weeks ago she sat away from them and ignored them. Okay, I'm sick of her annoying depression, time to force her out of it. Naruto thought with a smile. Haku-chan, I'm not going to stay. I'm gonna get information out of Hinata, I'll see you at home. Naruto whispered to Haku while she grinned and nodded. Naruto casually walked up to Hinata and grabbed her by the shoulders. Naruto shined them to a training ground. Naruto had located Training Ground 7 with Zabuza and Kakashi. They had trained a little, not heavily though, since Itachi was gone on a year-term mission. Apparently this mission needed his skills specifically. Naruto, why did you do that? Hinata asked curiously with her head down. Naruto noticed the Kun missing and fought back a tear. He truly cared for his friend and didn't want to move away from her. Hina-chan, why have you been avoiding us? I thought we were going to be good friends? Naruto asked Hinata sadly. Hinata lifted her head slightly, allowing Naruto to see the tears streaming down her face. Naru-kun, you shouldn't hand out with me. I'm a loser, a failure, I'll never amount to anything, so stay away from me. Hinata told Naruto, sobbing loudly. Hina-chan, who told you that shit? Those are all lies. You're not a loser, a failure, and I'm sure that you'll be an amazing kunoichi. So don't listen to anybody who told you those lies. Naruto told Hinata, angry at whoever told her that. Hinata sobbed and started taking off her white medic tape. Naru-kun, you don't know what you're talking about. See this, it's called the caged bird seal. I was the heiress to the Hyuga family, but I was too weak to be the heiress or a member of the branch family. So I was kicked out. You don't want to be with a person like me. Hinata said, still crying, lowering her head, thinking he would leave. Naruto was mad. How could anybody throw out a member of their own clan? Naruto thought to himself. Hina-chan. Naruto spoke softly, causing Hinata to look up to Naruto with tears in her eyes. Before this happened, do you remember when we were walking to my house and you asked me why people glared at me? Naruto asked Hinata. Hinata nodded, thinking back to when she asked that, still not understand where it was going. Flashback 4 weeks. Naruto, Haku, and Hinata were all walking down a street heading towards Naruto's clan compound. Hinata noticed all of the hateful glares that were directed at Naruto. Hey Naru-kun, why do so many people glare at you? Hinata asked curiously. Haku and Naruto exchanged glances. Well, Hina-chan, it's a secret I don't want to share yet. I hope you understand, it's very personal. Naruto answered. Hinata nodded, accepting the answer, not wanting to push into Naruto's personal business. Present. Well, I'll show you why people hate me and send hateful glares. Naruto said sadly, lifting up his shirt, causing Hinata to blush at his toned body. Naru-kun, what are you doing? Hinata asked, confused. Naruto began to channel chakra, making the seal appear on his stomach. Hina-chan, you see that seal? It's the reason why everybody hates me. Naruto asked Hinata. Ya Naru-kun, I see it, but why do people hate you for it? Hinata asked curiously. Well, Hina-chan, you remember learning about the Kyuubi? Naruto asked. Hinata nodded. Well, Hina-chan, everybody was lied to. The Kyuubi wasn't killed, it was sealed in a child. A child of the great fourth Hokage. Naruto explained to Hinata. Hinata's eyes widened, realizing that Naruto was the container to the Kyuubi. Naru-kun, but you didn't do anything. I mean, the Kyuubi destroyed the village, not you. How can anybody blame you? Hinata asked Naruto. Hina-chan, that's not the only thing the village did to me, but I'll tell you later about that. The point is that just because you have a curse on you doesn't mean that you won't amount to greatness. Look at me, I was a little kid 6 years ago who was put on a training trip. I was taught by Itachi and Kakashi. I am now stronger than both of them. I can even beat Itachi, Kakashi, and Zabuza all against me. Naruto replied sheepishly. Hina-chan, do you get what I'm saying? The villagers berated me, beat me, harassed me, telling me I won't do anything with my life and that I was a demon brat. Look at me now, Naruto told Hinata. Hinata nodded understanding, but shocked that Naruto could beat 3 elite Junin. Now Hina-chan, where are you living? I have a lot of extra bedrooms if you need a place to live. I won't allow a friend to live on the street. Naruto told Hinata honestly. Well, Naru-kun, I'm living with Kuriani Nisan, she adopted me. I'm now Hinata Yuhi. Hinata said happily. Well, that's great Hina-chan. I wish you the best of luck, Naruto told Hinata while hugging her. Hinata blushed, returning the hug full forced. Hey Naru-kun, do you remember when I ran out of your house when I found out you're a namikaze? Hinata asked, putting her face into Naruto's chest. Naruto laughed at the action. Yeah Hina-chan, I actually have been curious about that. So if you wouldn't mind, would you shed some light on that? Naruto asked. Hinata laughed nervously. Well, Naru-kun, the Hyuga had an arranged marriage with the namikaze. The eldest daughter of the Hyuga clan would marry the eldest son of the namikaze clan, but now that I'm not the heiress anymore, we won't have to get married. Hinata told Naruto, embarrassed she brought the subject up. Naruto was shocked to hear he had an arranged marriage with the Hyuga and would be marrying Hinata no less. Naruto thought for a few seconds then sighed. Hina-chan, when are you going to express your feelings for me? I know you like me, and if I know you like, I hope you do, then I think that you wanted to marry me. Naruto asked slyly. Hinata just buried her head farther into Naruto's chest. After a minute or so, Hinata looked back up. Naru-kun, I'm sorry. I just don't want to ruin your relationship with Haku. I do like you a lot ever since you saved me from those bullies all those years ago, but I never had the courage to express my feelings. Just because I got over stuttering with your help doesn't mean I have a bunch of courage now. Hinata told Naruto. Well, Hina-chan, do you still like me? Naruto asked, hoping. Hinata nodded, worried what would happen. Naruto smiled and leaned down, giving a chaste kiss to her lips. Hinata looked confused. I thought you were with Haku? Are you cheating on her or something? Hinata asked Naruto, clearly confused. Naruto chuckled and smiled a foxy grin. You see Hinata, I have something called the CRA on me. I can marry really as many wives as I want, and if you don't mind, I would like us to date and see how everything goes. Naruto asked, hoping that she would say, wow, no way, I could be with Naru-kun. This is my dream come true. Hinata thought excitedly. Why yes, of course I would love to, Naru-kun. Hinata said, smiling to Naruto. Naruto smiled back, getting the answer that he hoped he would get. Naruto leaned down and gave her another quick peck. May I walk you home? Naruto asked Hinata, to which she nodded. Naruto and Hinata held hands and started to walk to Hinata's home at Kurani's house. After 10 minutes of walking and constant glares, they reached Hinata's new home. Well, Hina-chan, it was my pleasure to walk you home. Naruto told Hinata while giving her another quick kiss. I'll see you later, Hina-chan, Naruto said as he sunshined to his house. Hinata walked inside, happy that she was finally dating Naruto. Hey, I have to share, but who cares, at least I can say he's part mine, Hinata thought jokingly as she walked to her room. With Naruto 6 hours later at 9 p.m. Okay, now or never. I gotta tell Haku-chan I'm dating Hina-chan. Naruto thought to himself as he got into his bed with Haku. Hey Haku-chan, I got something to tell you. Naruto told Haku worriedly while Haku snuggled up next to Naruto. Let me guess, Naru-kun. You and Hinata are dating. Do I care that you're dating another woman? Yes. Do I mind if it's Hinata? No. Now go to bed, Naru-kun, I'm tired. Haku told Naruto while putting her head no Naruto's chest. Naruto's sweat dropped. What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. I thought she was gonna kill me, or at least hurt me. Naruto thought to himself as he started playing with Haku's hair. Haku quickly fell asleep, letting Naruto think about what was to come. I wonder what the future has for me. Whatever it is, I'm sure that Haku-chan, Hinata-chan, Ki-chan, I can survive it, Naruto thought to himself as he fell asleep. Time skip, graduation day. Naruto woke up feeling a warm, wet feeling on his member and sighed. Not again. It's been a year since we got to Konoha, and ever since we passed the 6-month mark in our relationship, she has constantly been trying to get into my pants. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto tried to reach forward to get Haku off his, but to his confusion found his wrists to be bound to the headboard of the bed. Haku-chan, stop what you're doing. Naruto said with a moan escaping his lips. Haku took the covers off of her and Naruto's lap so she could see him. Haku took Naruto out of her mouth. No, Naru-kun. I won't, I'm sick of you dodging this. I'm going to get to pleasure the love of my life and you get the pleasure. So? I don't see why you don't want this. Haku asked curiously but continued to talk. I have been trying to be a good girl and wait for you. It's been slightly over a year now and now I'm not waiting anymore. So sit there like a good little boy and enjoy this. Haku told Naruto while licking the base of his shaft to the tip, giving it a kiss. Naruto had been squirming trying to get out of his restraints, but had found them to be chakra seals. They had cut off him using any chakra to enhance his power. When Haku had licked his shaft, why am I not wanting this? It feels so good, and Haku-chan is willing to do this for me. Can't do anything about it, might as well as enjoy. Naruto thought to himself with a look of bliss on his face. Haku smiled triumphantly when Naruto stopped squirming. Good boy, Haku told Naruto. Haku continued licking and kissing Naruto's manhood. After a couple minutes of moaning, Haku decided to go further. Haku opened her mouth and slowly descended down Naruto's shaft. Haku got 4 or so inches in her mouth, leaving quite a few inches out of her mouth. Haku quickly grabbed what she couldn't get with her mouth with her hand and slowly started to jerk him off while bobbing her head on the inches she could comfortably get for now. Haku smirked and let go off his shaft and tried to get a couple more inches into her throat. She succeeded successfully deep-throating Naruto, only getting 1 or 2 more inches though. Naruto let out a throaty moan as he came into Haku's mouth. Haku braced herself as the first rope go directly in down her throat. She pulled back so only the head was in her mouth, wanting to taste Naruto's seed. Naruto didn't disappoint as he let loose 5 more ropes of cum before he stopped, causing her to swallow once or twice. Haku looked at Naruto and opened her mouth, showing Naruto the rest of his seed she hadn't swallowed. Haku quickly closed her mouth and swallowed, then reopened her mouth, showing that his cum was gone. Haku smiled at Naruto's dumbfounded look. Thanks, Naru-kun. I've wanted that for a while. You taste pretty good, I'm looking forward to getting more soon. Haku told Naruto in a seductive tone as she untied his hands, allowing him to freely move. Naruto just continued with his dumbfounded look and nodded. Haku smirked, got up, kissed Naruto on the cheek and went into the bathroom for a shower. Naru-kun, get moving, we have graduation today. Haku told Naruto before closing the bathroom door. Naruto just sat there for a few more minutes thinking of what just happened. Ah man, that felt amazing. Why the hell am I an idiot? I should have let her do that to me more often. Naruto thought to himself, remembering all the times she tried to unsuccessfully. Naruto had snickering in the back of his head. Oh, think that's funny, Ki-chan? Question for you though before you answer. Why did you cloud my senses so I couldn't feel her tying me up? Didn't I tell you last time to not do that? Naruto asked Kiyomi. For your first question I thought it was hilarious and a turn on. Second question, why yes you did, Naru-kun. But she wanted you so badly and I knew you would like it, so I helped her out. Thirdly, I know what you're thinking and I know I told you that I wanted to be your first, but with how much you want her right now I'll let her be first. I swear though I better be second or else. Kiyomi told Naruto in a menacing tone. Naruto nodded, cut the mental connection and ran to the door. Naruto could hear moaning from inside and smirked. This is going to be fun. Naruto thought to himself as he stealthily opened the door. Haku hadn't heard the door open or close due to the warm water running down her body and the fact she was playing with herself. Haku gasped as she felt hands grip her shoulders and spin her around. Haku saw that it was Naruto and relaxed, but then got self-conscious as they had never seen each other fully naked before. Naruto smiled and smashed his lips to Haku's in a deep, passionate kiss. Haku was taken aback by his aggressiveness. Well, I just sucked him off and swallowed his cum, so really why should we be embarrassed? She asked herself in thought. Naruto caressed Haku's bottom lip, asking entrance to her mouth, which she granted on instinct. Naruto quickly darted his tongue into Haku's mouth, licking and massaging every part of her mouth. Haku did the same when Naruto's tongue retreated into his own mouth. Naruto granted her access as she did the same to him as he had done to her. As they broke apart panting for air, Naruto picked Haku up and placed her on the ground of the shower, letting the water spray over their bodies. Naruto looked down at Haku's breasts and smiled. They seemed to have grown since the last time I walked in on her changing. Naruto thought to himself as he leaned his down, licking and sucking the nipple. Haku gasped as the pleasure hit her body from Naruto's current ministrations. Naruto used his other hand to caress her other boob, going from soft to hard grips. Naruto switched boobs and began his ministrations to the other. After a couple minutes moaning from Haku, Naruto traveled further down her body, kissing, licking, and sucking on every inch of her marvelous figure. Naruto saw her womanhood and instantly went to work. Naruto gave it a tentative lick, deciding he liked the taste, went in for more. Haku couldn't believe the pleasure she was feeling as her blonde licked her most sacred place. Naruto pushed a finger inside while licking Haku's clit, inciting a moan of pleasure to escape Haku's lips. Naruto smirked as pushed his tongue into Haku's pussy and used a thumb to rub her clit. Haku didn't last long. As soon as Naruto's tongue darted in, she couldn't take it anymore, and his thumb rubbing her clit just sent her overboard. "Naru-kun, I'm coming," Haku yelled as she unleashed a torrent of juice from her nether region. Naruto stuck his mouth to her and swallowed everything he could, but some splashed out and dribbled down his chin. As Haku came down from her high, she saw Naruto's form above her with a look of lust in his eyes. "You know, Haku-chan, I like our taste. I look forward to getting more later," Naruto told her in a husky voice that made her shiver with excitement. "Now Haku-chan, are you ready?" Naruto asked as Haku looked down to see Naruto's member positioned at her opening. Haku nodded, signifying she was ready. Naruto gave Haku a passionate kiss as he thrust it inside of her. As years of ninja training, Haku had torn her hymen years ago. As they joined together, each let out a loud moan, enjoying the feeling. "Oh Haku, so tight, wet, warm, nice, amazing." Naruto started naming off random descriptive words he was feeling at the moment. Haku blushed but voiced herself. "En Naru-kun, so big, thick, throbbing, amazing, I feel so stretched, it's amazing. Please Naru-kun, thrust, move, pound me, please just go." Haku yelled at Naruto. Naruto nodded and started to slowly pull out and plunged back in, causing a loud moan to escape her lips each time he thrusted in. Naruto built up speed and power, pounding into Haku. "Naruto-kun, oh it feels so good. Harder, faster, please," Haku told Naruto as she screamed his name. Naruto grabbed Haku's legs and put them on his shoulders, wishing for a deeper penetration. Haku screamed as she felt Naruto go even further, bumping her cervix. "I'm coming Naruto-kun, oh my god, I'm coming," Haku screamed out. Naruto wasn't close behind as he felt her pussy clamp down on his manhood. He couldn't take it anymore. "Haku-chan, I'm coming," Naruto yelled. Before Haku lost herself to the immense pleasure surging through her body, she did a couple of hand signs and placed her hand on her stomach. "All right Naru-kun, come inside me. Please come inside, I need it, I want it," Haku screamed. Naruto did as was told and thrusted once more inside of her as he felt himself release in the deepest part of his lover. Their juices mixing together, they lay like that for a couple of minutes before Naruto pulled out, to which Haku pouted. "Haku-chan, that was amazing. But we really need to go, I'm thinking we have 20 minutes until school starts," Naruto told Haku. Haku nodded as she got up and started to wash herself as Naruto did the same. "You know Naru-kun, I miss having you inside me," Haku said with a blush. "I want more. It just feels so good, so big, so fulfilling," Haku finished as they toweled each other off and started putting their clothes on. Naruto still had a blush on his face as he thought of what had happened today and at the praise he was getting. "Well, thanks Haku-chan, you felt amazing as well, but we really need to hurry," Naruto told her, to which she blushed at the praise but nodded. They rushed out the door until Naruto realized something. "Wow, sunshine duh," Naruto told himself, to which Haku heard and giggled. Naruto grabbed Haku and performed the sunshine. They appeared outside of the academy. Haku and Naruto rushed into the academy, ignoring any looks they got from the teachers. Naruto and Haku ran into the classroom and took a seat next to Hinata with a few minutes to spare. "Hey Hina-chan, how was your morning?" Naruto asked as he kissed Hinata's cheek, which caused her to blush. "It was fine Naru-kun. How was yours?" Hinata asked curiously. Naruto turned beet red, but Haku decided to speak. "Well Hinata-chan, you know how we spied on Naru-kun to try and find his size a few months ago. Remember you told me he was huge because you used the Byakugan?" Haku asked Hinata, which caused Hinata and Naruto to blush to a whole new level of redness. Why yes I do Haku-chan. But why are you bringing this up?" Haku asked curiously. Haku blushed and got a dreamy look on her face which didn't go unnoticed by Hinata or Naruto. Naruto blushed even worse and Hinata just looked at her with confusion. Well, Hinata-chan, Naru-kun and I, we, sorta, did it. Haku told Hinata, which caused Hinata to go wide-eyed. You guys did what? Hinata yelled, which caused everybody to look at the group. Shish, Hina-chan, calm down. Naruto told Hinata. Haku smiled and leaned in to whisper to Hinata. Ya Hinata-chan, we did it and it was amazing. He's massive and thick, oh it was fantastic, and to think we're only 12 and 13. Haku told Hinata. Hinata looked at Naruto and glanced down to his pants-covered manhood. She then looked back up at Haku, who still had a dreamy look on her face as she nodded like she was answering a question. Naru-kun, no fair. I wanted to go first. Hinata told them. Naruto went wide-eyed and Haku smiled. Don't worry Hinata, you'll get your chance. Trust me when I say that it is amazing. Remember to put up a birth control jutsu before it though. I almost forgot as he inside me. Haku finished blushing out of embarrassment. Hinata blushed also, but stopped as they all saw looks of jealousy from the girls and looks of hate from the guys. Sakura popped up and immediately screamed. Shut up you whore, there's no way Naruto Baka is bigger than Sasuke-kun. Sakura finished screeching like a harpy. Haku looked at Hinata and laughed. Naruto looked around as he sat down in his chair trying to avoid any further conflict about his size. Well, Howler Monkey, if you're so sure Hinata-chan can activate her Byakugan and see who's bigger. Haku told Sakura while all the girls seemed interested. Sasuke just stayed quiet, not wanting anybody to see his manhood. Naruto blushed and tried to stop it. Ladies stop, it doesn't matter what the size is. Sakura and loyal fangirls busted out laughing. Ya, a child with no size at all would say that. Sakura proclaimed, while Sasuke is quiet and doesn't say anything as he is huge. Sakura told them. Haku got angry. That's it Naruto, stand up. Hinata, activate your Byakugan. Haku told Hinata and Naruto. Naruto reluctantly stood up while Hinata immediately did her part, wanting to see her boyfriend. Somebody help, I have perverts for girlfriends. Naruto screamed. While Naruto was screaming, Hinata did her job and blushed at Naruto, then turned to Sasuke and laughed while holding her sides. What are you laughing at? You stupid bitch. Sakura yelled in anger. Naruto walked over to Sakura and calmly spoke. Sakura, I would prefer if you wouldn't call my girlfriend a bitch, for if you do, I may have to do something drastic. Naruto told Sakura in a menacing tone and with a cold glare. Sakura scoffed at it but was afraid inside. Anyways, there's no way that Naruto Baka is bigger than Sasuke-kun. Sakura stated confidently while the fangirls nodded. Sakura, I wished you had my eyes for a second. Oh my god, I wish you did. It could finally get you to shut up about how Sasuke is the best at everything even though Naru-kun beats him at everything. Hinata told Sakura while Haku laughed and nodded. Anyways Haku-chan, I see why you like the experience so much. Hinata stated with a huge blush. Haku laughed and nodded while Naruto sat back down and put his face in his hands. Perverts, 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 why am I attracted to perverts? Naruto said out loud. Hinata and Haku laughed as they shrugged. 20 minutes later, Iruka had walked in and started the class as usual with roll call. After that was finished, Iruka gave everybody their written test. Naruto finished within 10 minutes, knowing everything from his studying with Kakashi and Itachi. 50 minutes later, alright, pencils down, head outside and get ready for the taijutsu test. Iruka told them. Everybody ran outside besides Haku, Hinata, and Naruto, who casually strolled outside. So Naru-kun, when do I get my turn? Hinata asked with a blush. Naruto blushed while stuttering in answer to such a bold question. I am sorry Hinata-chan, but Ki-chan goes next. Naruto finished. Hinata pouted but nodded. Naruto, Haku and Hinata all waited for their turn for the taijutsu test. 20 minutes later, Hinata was up against a pissed-off Sakura. As they walked to the center of the field for their test, Sakura was giving Hinata a cold stare. Begin, Iruka screamed. Hey demon bitch, I'm going to hurt you for comparing Sasuke to a demon. Sakura stated with a smug look. Hinata exploded. Why the hell is he a demon? Is it because he's not like the rest of us? You all think he's a loser, a doby, a dead last. Guess what, he's better than all of us here. He's sweet, kind, compassionate, hot, and more powerful than Sasuke. So how? Please tell me how he's a demon or a loser? Hinata yelled to the crowd, stunning everybody as the girls looked at him and they had to admit he was hot and muscular. While the guys reconsidered their opinion on Naruto, Hinata went at Sakura with speed Sakura couldn't even follow. Hinata kicked Sakura in the chest, making her stumble backwards. Hinata grabbed Sakura's hair and kneed Sakura in the face, knocking her out cold. Stupid monkey. Don't ever insult my Naruto-kun again. Hinata yelled as walked back to Naruto, who was stunned but smiling. Naruto gave Hinata a quick kiss which she accepted happily. Iruka broke out of his stupor and called the next match. Haku Momochi vs Ino Yamanaka. Iruka yelled out the next match as he dragged Sakura to a tree and leaned her against it. The contestants met in the middle with them showing respect and bowing. Sorry Ino, but I'm tired and want to go home. Haku told Ino. Ino smirked and was about to reply, until she got punched in the gut. Haku had moved at an incredible speed for even a mid-level Junin. Haku had slammed Ino in the stomach with a chakra-enforced fist. Haku removed her fist and did a spin kick to the back of Ino's head, sending her crashing into the ground. Ino didn't get up as she was unconscious. Haku walked up to Naruto with a smirk at how easy the match was and gave him a quick kiss. Iruka sighed at the disappointment of the match and called out for the next match as he dragged Ino to lean against Sakura. Naruto Uzumaki vs Sasuke Uchiha. Iruka yelled out. Naruto and Sasuke got up and walked to the middle of the ring. Alright Dobi, I heard your little demon whore say you guys had. Maybe I'll take the council up on their offer for the CRA act. They would love for me to be with a strong woman. I'll show her a good time and make her scream my name. Sasuke told Naruto. Hinata and Haku burst out laughing. Sasuke got pissed. What are you laughing at? I'll make sure to marry both of you just so I can take you away from the Dobi. Sasuke screamed. Haku and Hinata continued to laugh. Firstly, with what Hinata told me, you couldn't make me scream even if you tried your hardest. Naruto-kun made me scream his name though. It was fantastic. Secondly, Sasuke, you don't like girls. Thirdly, Naruto-kun is part of a clan more prestigious than yours, and as soon as the council finds out what clan he is a part of, they will more than likely give him more brides than you. Haku openly admitted. Sasuke was beyond angry at the two insults he had just gotten. Shut up, you fucking demon whore. Nobody is more prestigious than the Uchiha. Naruto is a Dobi and could never surpass me. Sasuke screamed but was stopped by a roar of pure rage. That's it. Haku-chan, please don't talk about my clan. Remember, it's a secret. Naruto said with a wink and warm smile which instantly turned to a cold glare and scowl upon Naruto's face as he looked at Sasuke. Insult either of the woman I love again and I swear to you I'll fucking break your arms and snap both of your wrists. Naruto screamed in utter rage. Sasuke smirked as he wanted to test the boundaries and see how strong he truly was. Yeah, shut up demon. Your demon whores will be my bitches that I fuck every night as they cry for you. Sasuke told Naruto, wanting to see him at his strongest. Naruto was about to straight out kill Sasuke until he heard his two loved ones. Naruto-kun, don't kill him, that's my one rule. Haku told him, to which he nodded. Naruto-kun, can you just finish it quickly, I don't like being insulted. Hinata told him, to which Naruto nodded also. Sasuke, today is the day that you meet somebody who can easily beat you without trying. Naruto told Sasuke. Sasuke smirked and was about to speak, but just like Ino, he met a fist to the gut, cracking a couple ribs. Naruto smiled as he heard a sickening crunch. Naruto disappeared again only to reappear behind Sasuke. Naruto grabbed both arms and drop-kicked his elbows while pulling back, effectively breaking Sasuke's arms, flipping Sasuke over onto the ground with a thud. Sasuke screamed out in agony. You fucking demon, I'll kill everybody you love. I'll make you watch as I kill your sluts over there. Iruka had been watching the fight with interest until Sasuke was seriously injured. Alright, that's enough. Iruka screamed. Iruka-sensei, stay out of this. If you interfere, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. I'm not finished with Sasuke yet. Naruto told Iruka while leaking out enough ki to stun him in place. Naruto grabbed a hold of Sasuke's wrists and twisted, breaking them also. Naruto watched as Sasuke fell unconscious due to the pain. Naruto walked back to his girlfriends with a big smile only for Iruka to come up to him. Naruto, Why did you do that? Iruka screamed at Naruto. Simple, Iruka-sensei. If anybody ever threatens somebody I love, then I'll hurt them depending on the severity of it. As you can see, I don't like death threats, Naruto explained with a calm demeanor. Iruka was just dumbfounded as he ran over to Sasuke and shunshined him to the hospital. Alright guys, since that was the last taijutsu spar, everybody head inside and wait for the ninjutsu part of the test. Mizuki told everybody. The class nodded and headed inside to wait for the rest of the exam. 20 minutes later, Iruka came back from the hospital. Well everybody, let's continue on with the exam. Oh, and Naruto, the Hokage wants to meet you at the council room after school. Iruka told Naruto, to which Naruto acknowledged. 30 minutes later, Haku and Hinata both passed and it was up to Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, Iruka called out. Naruto walked down the steps. Naruto, on orders also from the Hokage, he told me that you pass automatically, congratulations. Iruka told Naruto as he handed him his headband. Naruto took the headband and went to Haku and Hinata. Wait, why the hell does he get to pass automatically? He's not stronger than Sasuke-kun. Sakura screamed out. Will you shut up? Seriously, Naruto-kun just beat Sasuke without breaking a sweat. Except the fact that Naruto and Sasuke aren't even near the same level. Haku shouted. Sakura sat down and was quiet. Alright ladies, I gotta go to the council meeting, but Hinata, I expect you and Haku to be at my place when I get back, alright? I have a present for you. Naruto told them, to which they both nodded with a smile. Alright Naruto-kun, we'll be there. They both replied. Naruto smiled and shunshined out of the class and walked to the council room. I wonder what they want? Probably about their damn precious Uchiha. Or maybe Gigi's gonna tell them about my heritage. Whatever it is, I don't really care. Fucking civilians almost killing me hundreds of times by the time I was 5 bastards. Naruto thought as he opened the door to the council room and saw everybody was there. Oh great, this should be fun. Naruto said to himself.